We should be live. And we're gonna just get straight right into it, everybody. What is this? Enable clock. 5 minutes. All right. All right, and I think I'm good to go. All right. Give me a minute here. There's someone waiting for me. Um, Sorry for the wait. I was just doing something real quick. Um,
Simon, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good and just chilling, playing some War Thunder, looking to talk.
All right. What do you want to debate about?
I mean, whatever you want. I'm fine with whatever.
Okay. I mean, what's your political position?
I'd say I'm right of center.
Red or center?
Right of center.
Right of center. Okay. What's your opinion on the deportation of undocumented migrants?
I think they should be deported. They broke the law entering the country. We shouldn't really be lenient on laws. I think it's pretty simple. Like, why would you? We have a law in the book, and if a law in the book is not being enforced, it's basically not in the book at all.
Okay. Yeah, we can debate about that.
And by the way, let me clarify on that too. Like, if people want to change that law, I have no problem with them wanting to change it, but they have to do it. They have to change it legally and not, impede on ICE operations. They're following the law by the book. At that point, if you have a problem with it, just talk to your representatives to change the law.
Okay. So, I have a curious question. first of all, I can agree that undocumented migrants who have committed a violent crime or have a violent background should be deported. And by all means, I'm like pretty leftist. I'm not like extreme left, but I'm pretty moderate left, right?
That's fine. I don't have a problem with that.
But I don't. What I have a problem is with, what I have a problem with is deporting undocumented migrants who are just here to like try to like build our society, right?
Did they commit a crime?
I not in my
Did they
eyes,
commit a
no.
crime? Well, do we have a law in the book that says they committed a crime?
Well, I mean, technically by law it is illegal, but does that mean that
Then why should we reward that? What we should be doing is we should be working with our representatives to change the law. If you have a problem with the law in the books, then like I said, go to your representatives and get that changed. But until then, they have to be deported. We have the law in the book for a reason. Like I said, I don't have a problem with people going out and changing the law by going to the representatives. But until then, you just have to follow the law. There's no excuse to breaking the law.
So if it was legal, right? If it was legal to like unalive someone because of the fact that they were undocumented, would you support that law?
Absolutely not. No. I would
Okay,
go to my representatives and
so
say this needs to change immediately. Also, there's a difference between killing someone and deporting someone. One is actively ending someone's life. One is just putting them back where they were supposed to be in the first place. I disagree with that in the first place.
okay, so then we agree
I
that
think it's
just
a
because
bad
it's in the law
would you?
doesn't mean that it should be followed.
Well, I would think that's a bad comparison.
No, I'm showing you that just because it's a law doesn't mean that it's morally right.
Well, yeah, but what makes deporting someone who shouldn't be in the first place morally wrong, though? You would agree that following morals says that you should follow the laws of the land that you want to be in. And I feel like if you're trying to be a part of the country, you should respect its laws and traditions. If you don't respect its laws and traditions in the first place, you shouldn't be here. Like, I mean, at that point, the argument is, whether I wouldn't say it's immoral, but I think we can both agree that you want to come to this country so bad, yet you don't want to follow you don't want to follow the laws. You just show that you have blatant disrespect for the culture, for what the country has, just as rules. If I were invited to your house and you said no putting your feet on the couch and I did that anyway, would you want me in your house anymore? Would you invite me to your house after that or no?
Well, I mean, I would absolutely prefer if you were to like contribute something, but is that a fair
Well, I mean, that
comparison?
wasn't part of the question though. I think it's a more than fair comparison. If you're at someone's place, someone's country, someone's
Because we're talking
someone's
about
residence, you should
people
be
who
following the
actually
rules.
contribute to our country.
I disagree. I don't think they contribute more to the country. I mean, they do contribute $93 billion in taxes, but they also cause a deficit of $106 billion a year in taxes.
Yeah, so wouldn't the logical
while they do
solution
contribute,
be giving them a pathway to citizenship instead of punishing
no,
them for a
no.
problem
I
that
say
we've
we give
had for
pathway to
years?
citizenship. I say we give a pathway to citizenship for the people who are waiting in line. Deport those who cut into line and say, okay, you can go back to the back of the line. But because the one thing I don't agree with is like when they say if we catch you deport you can't come back here ever. I disagree with that part. I say if you deport them, put them in the back of the line so they can have an opportunity.
Okay.
Obviously
I want to
they've been
ask
here
you
for
a
20 years.
question.
I don't
Do you
care.
know why we have this undocumented migration issue in the first place?
Yes, because of open border policies under the Biden administration.
Incorrect. The reason we have a undocumented migrant issue is
Did they not
because
open
we
the
don't have
border?
enough ports of entry. We don't have enough ports of entry.
That's not true.
How is that
We had
not
the migrant
true?
issue because they opened the border. The first day that Biden was in office, he opened the border. He said,
All right.
cut funding for the.
Show me a policy that he
how many-
implemented that opened the border.
Would you say? Well, I mean, first of all, by not enforcing the law in the first place, that's the only policy I need to say. He didn't enforce the law. If he really cared about the law,
Okay,
and
so
was
he didn't
enforcing it,
implement a
we wouldn't have had
policy.
that problem in the first place. How many undocumented immigrants came over in the 4 years that Biden was in office?
I think it's around.
It's about 25 million people.
Okay, I would have to do the.
It came to a point where there were like 22,000 to 25,000 people per day, like going through here illegally. Not by the way, every time a person comes here illegally, they make it longer for someone who has been waiting in line for years and years. So that's a massive issue. Like I said, that's what I say. Deport everyone who's here illegally and let's let the people that were waiting in line and reward them.
Okay. The timer's ended.
Wouldn't you agree? Okay, well, wouldn't you agree that we should before we end this? Wouldn't you agree that we should be rewarding people who have waited in line and done things the right way? We should be punishing those that didn't do it the right way.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, yeah, but I don't think we should like severely punish those who didn't
We're
want to
not severely
wait a long
punishing them.
time either.
We're just saying they need to leave and wait in line. Like I would say, barring them from entry ever again is way too severe. I agree, but at the end of the day, you have to understand we have to enforce our laws. We need to reward those for doing good and punish those for doing bad. And if we start at this low, if we start at this level, we're saying, oh well, it's not a big deal that you're here illegally, and we just let them stay. That's just reinforcing bad behavior.
Okay.
Like we have standards in this country. Our country's the best in the world. Let's keep those standards up.
Well, I mean,
I have
the
no problem
timer's
with
ended,
immigration.
but I can say something. I'm gonna say something real quick. The timer's ended, but I will say I'm not disagreeing that we need like I'm not saying we don't need standards. Of course, we need standards, but I think the standards are way too strict in my personal opinion. That's just my opinion. But we can.
Then okay, I
you
could actually, like I said, I could probably agree with you on that end. But at the end of the day, you have to understand if the standards are too strict in the first place, then we go to representatives, we run for office, and we get those standards lowered or lessened or just taken out completely. Like I said, just because you don't like the standards does not mean we should just excuse crime. If we have a crime, if we have a law in the books, let's
yeah.
enforce that law until we have opportunities to go in office and to change that law. But until then, we shouldn't just start by lowering the standards and just letting anyone come in this country illegally. We should
Okay.
be enforcing the law and let it in. By the way, I have no problem with immigration H-1B visas, but at the end of the day, we have a problem. We need to get that solved. And so I say we just get everyone here who's legal. We put them in the back of the line so they can come here the correct way. We reward those who actually have been waiting in line.
All right. Well, you can come back up more than once, just so you know.
For sure,
So-
yeah. Hey, thank you for having me up. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I hope you have a good day. I'm gonna bring up Karen, and yes, chat, that is her username. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, and how are you?
I'm doing pretty good actually. What do you want to debate about?
So I do want to hop on the immigration topic. I would say that I'm independent, but I do agree with some of the right and some of the left. So, but the thing is, so I agree with the deportation of undocumented people, but what I don't agree is with with how violently ICE treats undocumented people. And I also do have an issue, since they are part of law enforcement, how they cover their face, they don't identify themselves. That's what I also have an issue with.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, we can absolutely agree on that for sure. I don't think there's much of debate there.
that is yes, that is something I most definitely don't agree with, even though I'm more towards right leaning. Yeah, that's something I don't agree about, but I do believe that the borders need to be secured, and let me tell you why. So with hundreds of thousands of people coming into the US, there are a good amount of these people called sleeper cells, and basically what these people are is they're people from the T organization. And basically what they'll do is they'll just live out their day-to-day lives, and what they'll also do is they'll live in dense populated states like New York, California, Texas. And an issue with that is if the US is under trouble and they want to do something to us, they already have the people living there every day. They're basically like spies if you think about it. And that's why
Like
I
spies.
do think search up what sleeper cells are.
Sleeper cells. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely do that real quick. I'm gonna pause the timer just so that I can have enough time to sleeper cells. And
Correct.
just for the record, are we really comparing like undocumented migrants to literal spies?
Well, no, but you do have to understand that closing the border is part of that, Closing the border is part of not letting both in. So that's why it does play a role into what I'm talking about. Either way, there needs to be heavy security on the borders, because if not, it's so easy for threats. How many? Do you know how many crimes undocumented people have committed? The
They
Indian
actually
man.
commit less crime than natural-born U.S. citizens.
Okay, but it would make more sense for a citizen to make a crime than an undocumented citizen because they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Um, I I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Like, if someone's a citizen and they, commit a crime, okay, there's justice systems. They're going to get punished for it. But with an undocumented person committing a crime, they've already committed a crime by being in the country in the first place. And here's the
Which,
thing.
in my personal opinion, I don't think should be illegal, but
But like what the last person said, if you have an issue with the laws, like, go up to your representatives, make
and
sure
I
there's a
absolutely
change,
agree. I believe we should be voicing our opinions about this, which is what I'm doing right now.
Exactly. But until then, if the law is the law, no one should be like getting special treatment. And yeah, like what Katan Clan or whatever he said, it is unfair to millions of people who are waiting to get their visas and doing, going by the right process, going to the US embassies, spending thousands
So
of
I'd
dollars
like I'd
just
like to
trying
ask you a
to
quick question. I'd like to ask you a quick question. Do
go
you
ahead.
do you know why we have an undocumented migration issue?
Because of the open borders.
No,
That's
because
the
we don't have enough
there's
ports
no
of
other.
entry.
No. The issue is that the
Undocumented
borders
migration has
have.
been an issue for over 20 years in America. This is not a Biden issue.
I know, but Biden made the issue worse by allowing the borders to
In
be
my personal
opened,
opinion, I think the
allowing
orange guy
millions of
made it
people to
worse by
come.
weaponizing and dehumanizing them.
What do you mean?
Well, he called Mexican immigrants the R word that I can't say.
But who was the one that majority voted for Trump? It was Hispanic. It was the Hispanic community. They were majority of them were voting for Trump. So, you know, I don't know what the issue is. If they don't see an issue, I don't know why you personally see an issue.
Well, because in my personal opinion, I view that as a way to like dehumanize immigrants. His
And don't get
rhetoric
me wrong, I
dehumanizes
do
immigrants.
agree. I completely agree. We should never dehumanize anyone, especially immigrants. That's not
That's what the
right.
right is
But
doing.
I understand, but they're trying to solve the issue with undocumented people into the country and like by putting them back where, they're originated from.
So, if, for example, a North Korean refugee was seeking refuge in the United States but they didn't have documentation, would you send them back to North Korea?
Yes.
You would send them back to North Korea, where they could
What else
potentially
would-
where they
what
could potentially face literal imprisonment just for escaping the country.
what else? Oh, they already committed the crime by coming into the US in the first place.
I'm sorry. I do apologize for getting a little loud there. It's just that actually is insane. You can come back up though,
Well,
but
and let me make this point before we do end this debate. I just want to let you know that I'm not pro like sending everyone back. No, I'm pro legal immigration. So about the North Korea thing, yeah, it's wrong, for them to be in that country in the first place, but the US has its own issues to be worried about. We can't be, handing out arms for other countries whenever the US is not doing the best right now either. So, it would just make more sense to put the US first, the US citizens first, the struggling citizens first, before we give handouts to other citizens from other countries. But
all right,
thank you for putting me up here.
no problem. I hope
It
you have
was
a good
nice.
day though.
Oh, you too. Thank you.
You can come back up
Bye.
more. You can come back up more than once, by the way. Just letting you know that.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'm gonna bring back up Katen. That's how I'm gonna pronounce it. I don't know how it's pronounced though.
Good afternoon. How are you doing, man? Long time no talk.
It's been like 5 minutes. But
It's been
anyways.
5 minutes too long, buddy. Yeah, I actually wanted to make a comment on the North Korean. So by the way, if that was the case and the North Korean person was at the border, you deport them to South Korea because South Korea has a policy that they will take in every single North Korean and give them instant citizenship because they believe that they are victims of a communist regime. They, like I'm telling you, every single time, if that is the case, send them to South Korea because they will be given instant citizenship. Also, again, the thing with the border, again, you really shouldn't be blaming Trump or other presidents. I would even blame Obama because Obama actually did deport 3 million immigrants. But
Yeah, no.
keep in mind that even if it was, you could argue that
I mean,
Biden
I do
didn't
blame
make any policies
him.
that
I
made it
do
easier.
blame the orange guy for making it worse. That's what I blame him for. But
We can talk about that. We can talk about that in a minute. However, but can we agree that the border crisis happened because Joe Biden didn't enforce the law, not because he made a policy, but he didn't enforce the law? Can we agree on that?
well, in my opinion, I do believe to
Because
some capacity that
because if we
I
enforce
do
the law,
believe
would we
the
have 25 million illegal
capacity that
immigrants given
Biden
4
did make
years?
it worse. Yes, but what I do believe is that we've had this issue for a really really long time.
No, I agree. We didn't have we didn't have it at the same extent that Biden did. Like for example, just in the 4 years alone that Biden was in office, we had 25 million come in. Before that, we had an issue with like a couple thousand coming in every year. It wasn't nearly enough. In fact, actually, do you know how many people we have waiting to get citizenship right now?
I do believe it's in the millions.
It's about 993,000 people who've been waiting in line for years to get citizenship.
Okay.
And that's every single year. So it's about 993,000 every year that are waiting to get in line. So yeah, by the way, that's why I say we shouldn't be blaming Trump for the problem with immigration because he wasn't responsible for it. Every single thing that happened with the border crisis, but because of Biden, again, you didn't see the same number of immigrants coming when Obama was in office, when Bush in office, when you had Clinton in office. It was purely Biden. This is when you had the largest increase of illegal immigration, I think, in U.S. history, at least I think in the last 100 years. So we can't just shift the blame. Oh, we had it 20 years. Yeah, we did it for 20 years, but not to the same extent that the 4 years we had Biden in office. He didn't enforce the law at all. Obama at least did enforce it for quite a bit, and actually he deported 3 million people, which I find absolutely insane. How we have people protesting Trump deporting immigrants, but we didn't see people protesting when Obama was deporting. But that's
Well, I mean, I
another
don't
time.
agree with
But again,
Obama's deportations either.
That's fine. But like I said, at least the best good faith you could do is to concede that the problem we had with immigration was primarily because of Biden. And like I said, I already granted you that we had it for over 20 years, but we didn't have the same extent that we had under Biden, where 25 million came in 4 years.
Well, yeah, I would agree that Biden did contribute to the problem, but I do believe that primarily the Orange Man did contribute more to the problem than Biden.
Can you elaborate in what ways? I'd be interested in hearing.
Yeah, by dehumanizing immigrants and causing.
How is he dehumanizing immigrants?
By literally calling people who were undocumented immigrants animals.
His wife's an immigrant.
Okay, and he still said that. That doesn't.
And how?
That
So
doesn't.
wait, in what context did he say they were animals? Can I get the context?
Yeah, he was in a meeting. He was in like a press meeting, right? He was at this table.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. He was talking about the human traffickers. He called the human traffickers animals because he said a lot of immigrants were human trafficking, and were trafficking drugs. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. He didn't call every immigrant. He said that the human traffickers and the drug traffickers were animals.
He also said that Haitians were eating dogs and cats.
I believe there was.
He got VC banned, didn't he? I believe he got VC banned. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna bring up. Who am I gonna bring up? I'm gonna bring up Caleb.
Yo,
how are you doing?
I'm doing good, but I do have to do something really quickly.
Okay.
Okay, so now we can start the debate.
Oh my gosh! Wait, they actually added that? That's actually
kinda...
cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, wait, hold on. I have all the props. Actually, I have a Bible. Look.
Oh my gosh, you have the Bible.
Yeah, I do have the Bible, and I'm definitely gonna need that for this argument. Okay, so I kind of want to branch off of immigration because
that's fine.
We can go forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever about that. But I kind of want to branch off until abortion. What's your stance on abortion?
Yeah, I don't believe that we should like federally ban AB.
Why do you think so?
The reason why is because like it's a medical procedure, right? It's first of all, this goes into like women's bodily autonomy, correct?
Sure.
All right. So for example, I want to ask you a question. Do you believe AB
Mm.
should be banned in all cases?
What do you mean by AB? You mean abortion?
Yes.
No, you don't have to. You can say abortion. You don't
No,
get
I've gotten
on
in
that.
trouble for saying it before,
No,
actually.
not all cases. The only time that abortion should be allowed is when the mother's life is at risk, because she can't just get a C-section.
Okay, so
Because if the mother dies, and the baby dies.
what
too.
about in cases of SA in Alabama?
No, no,
No?
yeah, absolutely not. Two
Okay, so not even in cases of SA in Alabama.
in Alabama. Oh, Alabama, you mean I word? Yeah, yeah. No, not even cases of those. No.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, I'm pretty extreme when it comes to abortion because I value human life. That's
Okay.
why I value it.
Well, let's use let's use an analogy here. Let's use an analogy here. Hold on. What?
Yeah, just can me and you agree that R word and I word is very evil and it's disgusting?
Oh yeah, for sure. So
Can we
why?
agree that murder is evil and disgusting?
Well, yeah, unjustified is definitely like
Yeah,
We-
murder
we-
is defined as the unjustified taking of a human life. That human life that is inside the womb did nothing wrong. That human life is innocent and it is a human being, therefore it does not deserve to die.
okay. So what about the woman? What about the woman who doesn't want to be forced to carry something that she didn't even consent to in the first place?
Right, it's a very big extreme. I'm not just gonna dodge it, but I'm gonna say it is a big extreme. It's 0.5% of all abortions. But yeah, it's an extreme. But yes, I still take into account the mother, and I know that's traumatic for her. But I don't think the trauma is equal to taking a human life to make her feel a little bit better. And actually, it can be proven that women are much more likely to suffer from depression after an abortion. So I think it actually kind of adds salt to injury.
Okay, we're talking about women that involuntarily like choose to have AB.
Yeah, women who voluntarily choose to get abortion. Yeah, they are statistically more likely to develop depression or other mental health issues.
Okay,
Do you want the numbers?
I would like the source. Yes.
Okay. I mean, I've
I can pause the timer here if you need some time.
Yeah, just pause it. Yeah, pause it. All right.
Just for everyone who's wondering why the timer stopped, it's because I'm waiting for a source for the claim.
All right.
I'm just giving him time to look up a source because yes, you can go next, Blaze.
All right. So according to the Global Prevalence of Post-Abortion Depression Systematic Review, found a pooled prevalence of 34.5% for depression after getting an abortion. So there's 22 studies. There's involving 877,181 women, of whom 163,831 had abortions. Now, the women who had an abortion had a 37% higher risk of depression compared to those, I got a warning, who did not have an abortion, and an 81% higher risk of any mental health problem. That analysis. Another large registry base found that each additional induced abortion was associated with 12% higher risk of anxiety. A large U.S. study, the Turnaway study, comparing women who received abortions and women who were denied abortions, found no significant difference in depression or anxiety over the first 2 years. Depressive symptoms declined for both groups.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely look more into that study later.
And when they look in, like when the mothers, it's like the time when the baby would have been born, they're like thinking how different would my life have been. That was my kid, and I think that abortionists, not the women who have been misled, but abortionists deserve to go to jail. They know what they're doing. They know when they're ripping off the limbs. And then there's just the pills, are just chemical weapons. So
okay.
I just value human life, conscious or unconscious.
Okay, so you value human life. So what about the human life of the woman who has to be forced to
But
carry something that she
she's
didn't
still
want to
gonna
carry?
she's still gonna live.
She,
I value life as I
she gets
value her
essayed.
breathing, her
She
heart
gets
beating.
essayed, gets violated, is forced to carry something. Just live with it. Really, really would
I think
like get angry with that stance, right?
yeah, and it's because zygotes and fetuses and babies are being dehumanized.
Okay. So let's use an
See,
analogy here.
you think that I'm
Let's
trying
use
to
let's use
okay,
an
let's use an
analogy
analogy.
here. All right, let's use an analogy here.
Okay.
Let's imagine that you finally like get a job, you're able to like provide for yourself,
Mhm.
right? You get a home, life's good. And this is a hypothetical situation, meaning that it doesn't like logically it doesn't make sense, but it does correlate in a way with the topic at hand. Okay? So
Okay.
imagine that you get into this house, and then all of a sudden there's a guy that comes into your house, right? This is
What's he doing in there?
this is the woman that is essayed. This is the analogy that the woman is essayed. So there's
Mm.
there's a man
Mhm.
that comes into the house and takes your food and your resources, and there's a possible
Right.
chance that like your life will be affected by it.
Except, is the man supposed to be the zygote?
Yeah, that's literally the
Okay,
analogy.
except the man chose to go into there. He committed a crime. He did something wrong.
No, this is
He's-
under the
he's
assumption.
stealing.
Can I finish my analogy?
I mean, that's kind of like that was the end of your analogy.
No,
we,
that
we
was.
only have 30 seconds left on the clock. If you want to extend the time.
I'll pause it real quick, and then I'll pause it real quick, so I can finish my analogy. So.
Okay.
So the man is there because he has no other thing to rely on. He can't find food anywhere, and if you kick him out of the
Just go to
house,
homeless
he
shelter.
will literally die.
Yeah, that's a really bad analogy. Because he wasn't forced into the house, you know. And we also have homeless shelters and charities and churches.
No,
And I
this
know-
is
I know you're
completely
trying to use it, but
disregarding
you're
that.
just- it's
This
a really bad
analogy completely
analogy is what it
disregards
is.
that. Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a really terrible analogy. Like it's
Okay, but the
really,
question
really
is,
bad. I think
which
you
one
come up
would you
with a better
choose? Your
word.
own life or his?
Oh, I choose my life 100% of the time. Except a doctor could tell the mother whether her life is at risk or not. Also, a good majority of women who can't carry babies, like they physically can't because of their back or their cervix, they most of them know beforehand because a doctor will tell them, just like checkups or the OBGYN. And then the second you get pregnant and you go into the hospital to go get an ultrasound, they can tell you. And if the woman's going to pass away, that means the baby's going to pass away too. So yes, I value both lives, but I think I value one life over taking two. Does that make sense to you? And C-section is always available for women who are going to die through labor, 100% of the time. This concludes my argument.
All right.
Time ended. That was a good debate, bro.
All right. Thank you for coming on. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, you too.
All right. And I'm gonna bring up Sharktooth. How you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm doing good. What do you want to debate about?
I mean, talked about immigration a lot, talked about abortion. What's something that you've been wanting to talk about?
Well, common conversations I tend to have is like T people, AB, immigration, occasionally the Palestine conflict. So, how about this? The United States is slowly turning into a dictatorship. That's my claim.
How so?
How so? Yeah, so
How so?
our current president is currently disregarding the Constitution. He actually deleted a portion of the First Amendment, I believe it was the First Amendment, on the Constitution.org website. that talked about habeas corpus. So he's completely
hold on,
disregarding
wait.
the Constitution. He is violating the First
I
Amendment.
didn't hear about that.
He's violating the First Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, and the 14th Amendments. You want to know how he's violating those?
Sure.
Okay. By the way, Caleb, just for the record, I'm gonna mention this. He said that checks and balances don't exist. So checks and balances doesn't exist. Buddy, the Republicans control most of the government. But anyways, what I was about to say
does
is
the fact that they control most of the government have to do with anything? Because they still have to get past the filibuster, which means that still, even though they have the majority, they still need at least 7 of the Democrats to vote on everything, which we know how politics are nowadays. That's not going to happen. So that doesn't really matter for much.
okay. But for example, let me bring up this. Would it be against the First Amendment to outlaw burning the flag?
So yes, I do. I don't.
Okay,
I don't
so
agree with that. I don't agree with that.
so he wants to pass
But
legislation that bans burning the flag.
So he banned legislation that bans. He passed legislation that bans burning the flag, like, completely. What I agree with is banning or making legislation that bans burning of the flag to incite riots, which is exactly what you're not supposed to do. and
Okay.
exactly what you can.
Would
get
you
arrested
say
for.
it is
But he did
against the
pass
Constitution?
legislation.
Would you say it's against the Constitution to deport someone without due process?
Honestly, yes. But the thing is, so they're either
Okay, we agree that he
when they get
is
arrested by ICE, they get 2 options. We send you home right now, or you sit here and you wait. Those are the 2 options that they're given. They're given, you sit here detained and you wait to get your due process, or we send you home. We'll get your ticket, we'll send you home. That's the 2 options they get.
okay. Would you
So
also
they choose whether
would,
they
would
want
you
their due
also
process
say
or not.
it should be illegal for the president to literally say I don't think anyone should be allowed to criticize me? Like, would that be against the Constitution?
No. He can say whatever he wants. He's got the First Amendment like all of us. He didn't say if anyone criticizes me, I'm gonna kill him. No, he said I don't think anyone should. That's all he said. I mean, is it illegal? Is it a little egotistical? Yes, but he's got the First Amendment like everyone else. He can say whatever he wants.
Okay. So, in my personal opinion, it would be against the First Amendment to literally say, as president, nobody should criticize me.
Well, he said I don't think anyone should criticize me. He didn't say and nobody can criticize me.
In my personal opinion,
That's
that's
2
still
completely different statements.
in my opinion, that's still somewhat the same statement, but yeah. The point still stands. He doesn't want people to criticize him, and he thinks it should be illegal.
He does not think it should be illegal. If he thought it should be illegal, he would have made that loud and clear. He did not say, I'm going to make it illegal, or I want to make it illegal for people to criticize me. He said, I don't think people should be criticizing me. Because what he thinks he's doing is he thinks he's doing everything that's right. And honestly, most of the stuff that he's doing, in my opinion, is right. Now, there's some stuff that he's doing that's definitely a little bit crazy that I don't agree with. But the majority of the stuff that he's doing, at least in his eyes, is right.
Do you think it's
So,
against the Second
he
Amendment
doesn't
to
see
ban
why
T
people
people
should be-
from owning GUNs?
So it's not that he's banning them from owning it. The reason is that they commit an outstanding number of shootings.
It's
with
5. The number is
guns.
5 out of like 300. It is not a
it's
substantial amount of
not.
people. It is 5.
Yes, it is.
People.
It's a very substantial amount. It's a very substantial amount.
I mean, 5 people is
I don't
definitely
know
a
where
lot
you're
for
getting that
sure,
number
but
from,
out
but
of
it's not
300
5.
people, that's not a lot.
Dude, let me tell you something. I don't know. Where are you getting that number from?
Literally statistics on mass events.
You didn't give me a site or a reputable source.
Well, I've seen it somewhere, but I don't remember exactly the website it's called.
That's
I
not a
think it's
reputable
like,
source. I've seen it somewhere. It's not a reputable source, bro. That's like saying I saw it on TikTok, so it must be true. That's not the number.
okay.
It's extremely high. It's not 5.
I mean, you can look it up as well if you don't believe me, but if my memory serves me correct, I'm pretty sure the number's 5. Or somewhere close to that number. All I know is that it's less than 10 people.
Let's see.
Okay, Super, I do not know what type of math you're doing, but that is not how that works. You are not,
Yeah,
your
this is
brain is
completely
not
wrong.
mathing.
So
Alright,
I
what's...
don't know, because what I just found is just blatantly false. It says from 1996 to 2024, the only one Nashville school shooting suspect was transgender, which is just completely false because we know there have been many more who have been transgender. So this is factcheck.org, which is just blatantly false.
A literal,
Trans
like,
based on other
a
information.
fact-checking website is false. You're really, really gonna tell me that right now.
That's blatantly false.
You
You
are
can look up
beyond
the number.
cooked. You
It's
are beyond
blatantly
cooked. I am
false.
sorry, you are beyond cooked. If you do
That is
not
beyond
trust a
false.
literal fact-checking website, I do not...
Dog,
I
look
do
it
not know
up.
what to tell you.
Look it up yourself, because there's not only been one shooting, because wait, hold on. Okay, my bad. I actually read this wrong. And that's the CNN article. The CNN article claimed only one. The what you call it? Okay. So 201 mass shooters in the database. Cisgender woman. Yeah, that's okay. Wait, hold on.
No, I said 5 out of like 300 events were perpetrated by T people in a single year.
Yeah, and that's just blatantly wrong. So, I mean,
Well, not in a
so
single
obviously
year, like for the
so-
past
so you
like
know-
20
so you know
years.
so you know the Nashville, you know the Nashville school shooting, right?
The national
You know
rates
the
rate?
Nashville school shooting, right? No, the Nashville.
Oh, the
the
Nashville.
one that happened in
Oh, I
Nashville.
am so sorry.
Yes,
Yes,
No, you're good.
I am somewhat aware of it. Yeah,
So that's already one, right?
yeah, that's already one.
So another one happened at the wedding with the person barging in and going "Free Palestine" and shooting up the wedding. You know who that was? That was a trans person. So that's already 2. So this is blatantly false. This article is blatantly false.
Okay.
That's already how you know. It's you. All you have to do is look it up, and you already know. Yeah, this might be a fact-checking website, but it's still blatantly false. You can't just trust what you read. You have to do your own research.
Okay.
Yeah, there's way more cis shooters because there's way more cis people. That's just how statistics work.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring you down. Thank you for coming up. You can come back up more than once. I'm gonna. I hope you have a good day. By the way. I'm gonna bring up Karen again.
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good, and how are you?
Doing good. Do you want to continue on the immigration, or do you want to go on another topic?
I mean, is there anything else to talk about with immigration? I mean,
Yeah. How we can fix immigration instead of mass deportation.
okay.
Yeah, so in my opinion, mass deportation doesn't actually fix undocumented migration long term because those people are just going to come back, right? They're still going to come
Well,
back.
but that's not going to be possible whenever the borders are actually secured. They wouldn't be able to come in with more secured borders.
Okay. The problem isn't the fact that we don't well, we don't have secure borders, but that wasn't the original issue. The original issue is, I do apologize for not starting the timer. Um, the original problem is the reason that we've had this issue for over 20 years is because we do not have enough ports of entry. That is literally the cause of the issue. Do you know how many
Well,
ports of
you
entry we
also-
have?
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure about that.
The number is around 380 or 387, I believe is the exact number.
Okay.
Considering
so
this,
what would
considering the size of the entirety of the United States and how many undocumented migrants there are, how many people are looking to migrate into the United States, 387 is not a lot of ports of entry.
But I mean, you have to understand with this too. We don't need more ports of entry because if they were able, because here's the thing, we have these systems of them being in the process to get their visas and get everything situated. So once it's time for them to go into the US and start their lives, that'll happen. But you're saying there's not enough ports of entries. Well, of course not if there's 25 million people um entering illegally. Like that makes no sense. That's why it's important for people who do want to come into the US to follow and here, don't get me wrong, I do agree that it is a very long process for people to get citizenship in the
Yeah,
US
the reason
or
it's a
get
long
green card.
process is because we don't have enough ports of entry and there's so many people wanting to enter that nobody wants to wait
we
that long.
can't- But we can't let everybody in, though. You have to understand that as well. There are so many issues that
I know, but
current
we can
Americans
definitely
are
speed up the
facing.
process by getting more ports of entry.
But how many more people can we let in? I think Caden, it was the first guy that you were talking to. He said that it was around 900,000 people that applied for citizenship every year. There's no
Okay,
way the U.S.
let's
can
let's
bring in that much
let's
people.
okay. First of all, do you think 387 ports of entry is enough ports of entry?
Yeah, I think it's enough for.
In my personal
It's-
opinion,
it's-
that's like a ridiculous amount. Like that's a ridiculously small number.
But no, that shouldn't. No,
I
that shouldn't be.
think at least we should have 1,000.
I think that is a normal number for because we're not gonna just allow
Do you know
with
how
the
big we are? Do you know how big our country is?
I understand that, but we shouldn't have 1,000 ports of entries. For what? Then we'd have to spend more money into securing those entries. You know that, right?
Our country is literally like almost the same size as an entire continent.
Yes, but that means more funding is going to have to go in for border patrol. You know that, right? We can't look if there was 1,000.
Yeah, so we relocate funding that is going disproportionately to other things, like for example the military. The military receives way more funding than it uses. Right? We fund the military
but
$1
it
trillion
makes
per year.
But you already see how bad immigration is with 300 ports. Why would you want to open more? Why would we want to open more ports of entry whenever there is an insanely large amount of illegal immigration? For what?
The reason
I
we
think
have the reason we have undocumented immigration is because we don't have enough ports of entry. So if we have more ports of entry, that would significantly speed up the process of processing
know.
undocumented migrants.
And
Therefore,
where would you get the source? Is there is there some type of source for that? Because I disagree.
isn't this
Do
not
you have a
common
source?
knowledge?
No, we shouldn't have. What are you talking about? Do you see how many people, okay, with how many people coming into the US, do you actually think that we should open more ports of entry? Let alone
Yeah.
we shouldn't have what? We should not have so that much people coming into the US.
Well, we're the land of the opportunity. We're the land of the free on
And I
opportunity.
agree. But there's only so much people that we can take in. You know, like if you okay, so for example, Texas, the DFW area, it is very full. There's no like there's literally little to no capacity for any more people coming in. Even other parts of Texas like Houston, Austin,
What
it
about
is
other
very compact.
there's like hundreds of cities that are not as populated.
But and with those cities, people own land. People own their own land. So, of course it's not going to be very populated because people own large acres of land.
And you do know that we have more houses than we have homeless people, right?
I mean, look, you have to understand this. We need to be, and that's true. And most of them are unfortunately veterans. And my thing is we need to stop placing our focus on helping illegal immigrants and putting that money that we're helping them with towards the veterans.
Okay. You can go back up later. The timer's ended. Thank you for coming up again. I hope you have a good day.
You too.
I'm gonna bring up Super. How are you doing today?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's great. That's great. Welcome to my podcast, everybody. Thank you. This is mine. I'd love to debate you.
All right, what would you like to debate me about?
Let's talk about why everybody hates me. Okay, I'd like to talk about that.
Yeah, sure.
See, when I step
I
into
mean,
a room,
I mean, I don't really like
Let
your
me talk.
current president. Okay.
Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so brash, but you know, everything's very important with me. When I walk into a room, they say, Donnie, you're the most hated. You're the most disliked. Back to you. That's
okay.
all.
So, yeah. Do you know why?
Not really. I'm
Okay.
too busy on Twitter right now.
So
I'm
it's
tweeting.
probably because you have paid over 150 plus years of U.S. president salary pay in taxpayer dollars on golf trips. In your first
Objection.
term.
I don't pay anybody. I don't pay anybody. The Art of the Deal. Have you read it? It's my book. I wrote it myself.
No,
I don't pay anybody.
So, okay. So what I mean is, you used like what you say, billions upon billions of dollars on taxpayer money for your golf trips in your first term alone.
I don't know what you're talking about. You have to talk to my attorney.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is you're wasting our tax dollars on your little golf trips in Scotland.
I think it's very important that I go on these golf trips.
What
It
does that
frees
do
my
for our
mind.
country?
Yeah, it lets our country come together and bond over my birdies. I make great shots on the course. They say, Donnie, when you step onto a golf course, Donnie, you swing better than anyone. It's almost like you're the president of golf courses, Donnie. You know what? I think they're right.
I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like you should be executing your oath to the office to literally like fixing actual issues like our healthcare system.
I'm fixing the immigrant issue. We're getting rid of all of them. Have you listen? I need to tell you something. Are you familiar with a certain party back in Germany in the 1940s? They had a cool police force with a cool outfit, and they did lots of cool things. I think I should be modeled directly after them. You should be able to call on your neighbors and tell them they don't belong here. You should be able to call us. I might even get them an outfit from Hugo Boss himself.
Sounds very, very familiar to what we're doing now, huh?
No, it's not as great as that right now. I'm trying my best to make it as great, but it's not as great. They say, Donnie, you're a great thinker. You can fix this problem. And I think I will.
Okay.
Right now, I'm talking to my attorney. We're seeing if we can put those cool squares on our arms again. I don't know. But I'm talking to my attorney. We might be able to.
Okay, then. That pretty much is exactly the reason why the American people don't really like you that much.
No, they love me. They keep voting for me. They say, Donnie, you'll drain the swamp. You'll fix all of our problems. And I'm working on it, okay? Everybody, I'm doing that right now. I'm draining the swamp. The swamp is getting lower on the floor. Okay. Right now, that swamp, if you imagine the swamp, it's being drained. Imagine a sump pump right in there, just draining the water, not creating another swamp. We'll never do that. We'd never do that. We'd never create another swamp. And what else was I doing? Oh, that's right. Getting rid of the illegals. They're leaving.
Oh,
That's fixing
weren't you
America,
also
is
the
it
one
not?
that literally like rioted an insurrection against the Capitol on January 6th, 2021?
It's only illegal when the others do it. When my people do it, we call it a gathering. They were just gathering.
But would that be anti-American?
No. It's
How is
because they
it
were
not
all white.
anti-American?
It's because they were white.
Okay. Wow, thank you for
You listen. Just because they shot a couple guns, they started a fire. That's fine. Okay, but when the black people do it, that's not okay. Not especially not in the cities.
well, Mr. President, thank you for saying the loud part out loud.
I'm sorry. I had to say it. They vote for me. They voted for me, and I love them. They'll continue to vote for me. I'll get rid of the constitutional amendments. Vote for me, 2028, everybody. Thank you.
All right. That was a really good impression, though. Not gonna lie. Anyways, welcome up, W.
Hello, how you been?
I'm doing pretty good. I just needed that little palate cleanser. That was actually kind of funny, but
Okay.
anyways,
So, can I ask you something?
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm more of a center right person. I'm leaning more center. I used to be more far right, but rather than debating me, could you like convince me on why I should be more left or leaning towards more left?
yeah, sure. The reason
And
why is
one of
because
my arguments would be healthcare. I think that's my biggest issue, honestly, when
Yeah,
it comes
so-
to America.
my first reasoning would be the right and people's like right to live, right? For example, T people dehumanizing undocumented immigrants, for example. Like they tend to dehumanize more people when the left is more accepting of people.
I can 100% agree with that, 100%. But I feel like, for example, I think one of my main concerns is, I'm also a Catholic. I don't really believe in the fact about abortion. When it comes to certain, ways of abortion. Oh, there are, extenuating circumstances. For example, SA, or for example,
Okay, so you
when the
do
baby,
you do
wasn't
believe
allowed,
that
in a sense.
AB should be allowed in SA in Alabama?
Yes, 100%. Like they
Okay,
should not be
thank
allowed. They should
God.
not be allowed. If the mother doesn't look, that is something that they can't control at the end of the day, right? But for example, if they knew about this, there was no S involved, but they knew about the circumstances, about what is wrong and right. I feel like at that point they should be able to keep the baby at that point, because they are again committing the deed at that point, and there is nothing forcing them. There's nothing stopping them from having it. I believe that they should keep the baby in a sense.
Okay. And I mean that's definitely debatable, and I don't really have like a
Uh-huh.
set in stone opinion on that yet. I mean, my opinion on it is
Uh-huh.
like we shouldn't really be forcing women to do something they don't want to do. Right? I don't really have
100%.
any
I
other
understand that, but like, for
yeah,
example,
I
right?
don't really have any other opinions
Um,
besides that,
uh-huh,
right?
uh-huh.
I definitely like my only like hard opinions on AB is that it should absolutely not be restricted if the woman is essayed, um, or
100%. I
Alabama.
agree with that for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
I don't know that, and just like, for example, I used to be really, I was like, oh, okay, conservative. It's really nice and everything, but especially when it comes to Trump, I feel like he's pushing more of a sort of nationalism sort of way, and just like
hmm
forcing people to like abide by his rules and not even following the amendments. For example, with the generals and the meetings there, um, and for example, with the police officers in DFW in Dallas, no, they're trying to pay him $35 million or something to try to arrest illegal immigrants. Thankfully, Dallas didn't allow that. Or for
and
example, how the fact that
also just in
for example,
general,
veterans are getting detained by ICE
yeah,
as well. Like,
and also just in
uh-huh.
general, I might be mistaken, I might be wrong on this, so don't quote me on this. If I'm
Uh-huh.
not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the right believes in smaller government, right? Do they believe in? Okay, so they believe in
Yeah.
smaller government.
Yes.
Caleb just confirmed it for me. So they believe in smaller government. Smaller government actually leads to more dictatorships.
Yeah, and that's what I'm worried about, honestly. I feel like, as someone who was part of the right at one point, I just feel like I don't feel like the right is the right anymore. I don't feel like MAGA is actually really like doing anything. They're not even following the amendment itself, which was like written. And Caleb, you can tell me that I'm not right, but I still am religious. I still am waiting for marriage. I'm still doing certain things. I'm not fully right. I'm more of a center right, for example, but again, like I'm saying, what's it called?
Big
I just do
governments
not
lead to
believe
communism.
with what they're
Actually,
doing anymore.
communist
Yeah.
governments have been smaller governments. So for example, in North Korea, they only have one party. In the Soviet Union, they only had one party. In Vietnam, they
That
really
and like,
only
for
have
example, I'm
one
also a
party.
nurse here in Houston. I recently got stopped by an immigration officer, even though I was a legal, citizen. They detained me too and everything. It is really sad. I showed them my ID, I showed them everything, but they're still able to detain me, which I don't believe should be allowed. Why are they detaining someone who's been here legally for 21 years? I've gone through the nursing board. I've gone through the NCLEX. I've done everything. I'm also in the nursing board itself. So that's why I'm like, you know what? I do not believe in what the conservatives and right are doing at this point. It is really messed up how some people, the veterans, citizens that are here for a long time, and also, for example, a lot of the people here in American citizens are actually causing more crime than the actual illegal immigrants. They're actually paying more taxes as well. Yet we are fine with the fact that, Trump, tries to promote big businesses and doesn't help the people that are in the middle class or lower class. Not true. What do you mean not true? How are you gonna tell me that I'm getting detained is
Okay.
not true? I'm just saying they have a
Well,
lot of
Caleb, you
power.
can
But
come
thank you
back
so
up.
much again.
You can come back up later.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Thank
the
you again for
timer's up.
talking, by the way.
Anyways, the timer's up. You can come back up later. Yeah, sure. I'll let you up, Caleb, just for a little bit. Well, actually, King of Kings, are you fine with waiting just for a little bit longer? Quick here.
Okay, well, no, I'm not debating you. I'm actually making a statement to the last person. He said, crap, what did he say? Oh, he said that immigrants pay taxes and like they contribute, but that's not true. Well,
they
pay
do. They
taxes,
literally
that's
paid
true.
$100 billion
But
in taxes last year.
yes. Okay, yeah, but they pay $90 billion on average, but we pay $150 billion for them to be here because of their services that they're using, like public education. Some of them can abuse, because some of them can falsify IDs and get Social Security. Others get emergency services. So yes, we are at a $60 billion deficit of how much money. How you get that number, I don't know. It's just ball knowledge that I've had because I've debated about this a ton.
Okay.
It's just fact checking if you want to, but that was my statement.
Well, undocumented
$60
migrants are
billion a
actually
year.
not eligible for public services like public
That's why I
education.
said falsify. That's why. That's why I falsify it, but that's not true. You can look it up. Especially with a lot of left policies where they want to get illegal immigrants in public education, you should just look it up.
No, I think the
Fact check me on
leftist
it.
policy is they want people to get documented. They want to help these people get documented so they can actually get eligible for these services.
Just fact check me. We lose $60 billion a year for them being here. Just fact check me on it. Don't just say no. Just fact check me.
No, I agree with you, and that's true. We do lose money, but the logical
Oh.
solution would be to document them, right?
All that would do would make a precedent that it's okay to break laws in the United States because you just get everything handed to you. You don't have to wait in line.
Well, in my
That-
personal
that kinda,
opinion,
like-
well,
all- as all you're
in my
doing, you do that, you
personal
spit in the
opinion,
face of
our
people who've been
laws are
waiting.
broken.
People who wait, people who've been waiting the legal way, you're spitting in their face. Saying no, people broke the law. They didn't go through the right way, but we're gonna get them documentation anyways.
Okay.
It's not fair. It's seriously not fair for them. But that's the end of my statement.
Okay. Thank you for coming on. I'm gonna bring up King of Kings. How are you doing today?
I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. Honestly, I forgot I was in this game. But what do you want to debate about, or like what's like, the topic?
I don't know. I mean, the most common topics are about T people, undocumented immigration, AB.
Mhm. And you support T people?
I do support T people.
Like you
Yeah.
support that lifestyle? Okay. Are you like a member of the LGB community?
Yeah, I would be G.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And so why do you think that it's okay to live that life?
Because what is it doing to you? Like, is it affecting you as a person?
So I think that's like it just because something, well, I do think it does affect me, but also
How does it affect
like
you?
if I see someone, but I'll address that. But even if I see someone else getting, attacked, even though it's not affecting me, it's like, oh, I'm seeing someone else get harmed. You know what I'm saying? And so just because it doesn't affect me directly doesn't mean it doesn't matter. And so I believe that being LGB affects the person who participates in it, and it does affect me as well. But even if it didn't affect me, that doesn't matter.
Okay, so first of all, like, this isn't about me. This is about you. How does it affect you?
Oh yeah. Well, I think that that lifestyle, being like people who participate in it, it can cause them to be unhappy. It opens themselves up to certain demonic things,
Demonic
and
things,
ultimately
okay.
it just
So it's religious reasons, I guess. I'm
well,
assuming.
well, even without religion, but I'm just saying that like the Bible, like it's not good to live around people who are doing the wrong thing, and I think it's confusion and stuff like that. But yeah.
Okay, so
I don't
do
think
you
it's
believe
good.
that being
It's not
G?
normal.
Do you believe that being G is a choice?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think most people.
Okay, so
say
can
that,
you
right?
literally just choose to be G right now?
I wouldn't want to choose that. No, I don't. I wouldn't want to do that.
No, but if you could, you can just do it, right? Is that what you're saying?
No. So it's. I'll say this. So you choose to lay down with a man, right? You choose to lay down with a woman. It's a choice that you make. Hello?
Yeah,
You got
yeah. No,
BCB?
I
Oh.
was wondering if you were continuing your statement or not.
No, that's it.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, you do make a conscious decision to lay down with someone. Being attracted to them, can you choose that?
Maybe that one's a little different. I think that, maybe the reason why people end up like that, I don't think, because if they don't choose to be it, then you're saying they're born that way, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
So you believe in LGB babies. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
You believe in LGB babies. So right when it comes out the room, it's like, oh yeah, that one's a fruit. Like no offense, but I'm saying you're saying that it comes out the womb and it's like, yep, that's LGB. We can, yep,
Well,
that one
it's
right
not.
there.
It doesn't work exactly that way. But what I do believe is that there are like, personally, and this is a theory that is somewhat being researched right now in science. Currently, there's a theory
Mhm.
going around, right, that there is a specific like DNA thing. Like there is a specific like chromosome in the DNA. I don't know if I'm using the right science terms. I'm not a science major. I don't know anything about science or
Mhm.
biology. I'm just
Mhm.
saying what I've read online.
Yeah.
But they have something in their DNA that when they grow up, they tend to like men more than women.
Yeah. I from what I've seen, because I know that they were looking for that type of gene and they couldn't find it, but from my understanding, and I'm really good at like noticing patterns, the thing is the reason why a lot of people become LGB, I believe it's like 3 or 4 reasons. One reason is due to a bad male role model, like a bad father, absent father. Another one is due to being abused as a child. Another one is watching porn. And then the last one is just being around those types of people, right? It's like like a social sort of contagion. And so those are the 4 reasons why people end up like that.
Okay,
And from
so
what I've seen,
all of
that
those four
applies to.
doesn't apply to me. So what else?
I mean, look. At the end of the day, you can participate in, you know what I'm saying. But look, my thing is, even if you were born that way, you must be born again. You know what I'm saying?
I wait. What did you say again? I forgot. I kind of.
I said I said even if you were born that way, you must be born again. You must be born again through Jesus Christ. So a lot of people, they might have been a certain way. They might have been a liar, a thief, a stealer, or whatever. But Jesus Christ renews them. And so I don't believe that you have to stay that way.
Okay.
And appealing to nature is bad, right? Because okay, animals do it, but also animals eat their own offspring. Animals do a lot of stuff, but we're human beings. And when people
Okay.
do LGB stuff, when people do it, for example, when men do it with men, it's like it leads to they're saying that the butt area, it starts leaking because that's not what you're supposed to do in that area, and they have to wear diapers. I've seen like they wear diapers and they have to get surgery to tighten that area back up because that's perversion. That God didn't design us to be behaving that way. And so we all know inherently that it's not how we're supposed to live. It goes against God, it goes against nature,
Okay.
and Jesus Christ will forgive you.
Again. Okay. So the timer's ended, but I would just like to say this. Um, personally, in my opinion, um, I don't think we can really use religion as an argument, and the reason why I say this is because it automatically assumes that everyone is religious, which is just not true at all.
Mm-hmm. Dang, did everyone get 5 minutes, or like, did you just start implementing that?
It depends on, uh, I'm kind of experimenting with it. People are allowed to come back
Mm,
on more than once, so if I'm trying to make it quick so that people are still interested. Um,
yeah, no, I got that. I got that. But yeah, I have nothing against you or whatever. I'm just ultimately, I just believe it's wrong. It goes against nature, and we
okay,
should follow Jesus Christ. But you can repent, bro. Like it's cool. Like you know what I'm saying.
okay. Well, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a good day today.
You too, bro.
All right, I'm gonna bring up scary movies. Yes, that's their actual username. How are you doing today?
Yeah, first name scary, last name movies. What's up? Okay, so how you doing actually, first of all?
I'm actually doing pretty good. I mean, I wanted to go to the King's protest today, but my parents actually kind of advised against that because they're worried that it might get violent and I might get hurt. So I'm at home.
Well, I don't want this to be the debate, but I think the No Kings protest is pointless because any protest where there's an end date to it is pointless because then the authorities can just outweigh them, right? Any protests only work when it's for an indefinite period of time, like a proper strike or something. But anyways, when you claim you're a leftist, Are you saying you're an economical leftist, as in like you're against capitalism and you are more for something like socialism, or
not
more of a social
not economic
liberal?
per se. I mean, I used to be an economic leftist. I used to believe in communism. I don't believe in communism anymore. I actually even used to consider myself a little bit far right as well at some point, but I consider myself somewhat moderate left. I guess so, yeah. I mean, it's I if I had like to choose a party, I would either choose the blue or the independent.
Independent. Okay, yeah. Well, I don't really have anything to debate about it then, because I thought you might have been socialist or communist. That's like I really only debate like alt-righters, like fascists and like socialists and stuff. But
Oh,
that's
okay.
cool. You have a good day.
All right. Thank you for coming on. I'm gonna bring up. Hello, you're up. Karen. Karen. Hello. Okay, I don't think I don't think she's here right now. I'm gonna bring up
On religion, or specifically Christianity.
Go.
So, assuming just because the Bible says 6 days, if you interpret it as a 6 days of like literal creation, then obviously that's going to contradict everything science says. But if you read it as in 6 days, as in 6 eras, you see that in day 1 we have earth and light. Day 2, water covers the earth. Day 3, oceans, dry land, and plants, which was the great oxygenation event. Day 4, sun, moon, and stars become visible in the sky. Day 5, we have the Cambrian explosion, and day 6, we have mammals, and then the humans. That perfectly lines up with creation.
Okay.
I mean, you could argue for the Big Bang, but the Bible's silent on how the universe was created. So yeah, no, science does not contradict the Bible.
Okay.
I think saying that is illogical. I also think that denying science is also illogical.
Well, I'm not saying that science contradicts the Bible. I'm saying the Bible contradicts itself.
Oh, where?
So yeah, for example, what's that what's the verse where, like, for example, you can't wear multi-fabric clothing, for example?
Yeah, that's in the Old Testament under Levitican law, which was erased once Jesus died.
Oh, okay. So is Leviticus part of the Old Testament?
Yes, it goes. Yes, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. Yes.
Okay, so
all
why
part of the Old Testament.
why are Christians against G people?
Oh, I'm not actually. I love you, bro. I love you. But we okay, you can talk about Leviticus as in homosexuality, but I could also name 1 Corinthians 6:19, which is the letter Paul wrote, who was an apostle of Jesus Christ, who says that fornicators, adulterers, and homosexuals will not inherit the kingdom of God. But no, I love you, and actually, I do believe that you can be born gay. Yes, I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
I just think you need to deny your flesh. You're actually told to deny your flesh, pick up your cross, and walk with Jesus. And I mean, you could say that it's not natural, but we observed it in 1,500 other species. So yeah, I have logic, but I think you just need to deny your flesh, be born again, and then walk with Jesus. And I could actually argue. I have to leave my house in 10 minutes, but I'll try to extend it. Actually, argue why Jesus. And there's a lot of evidence of him actually walking the earth, actually being crucified, and actually being resurrected.
Okay.
So would you agree that Jesus was a real person?
I mean, historically, yes, I do believe that a person named Jesus did exist.
Do you believe he was crucified?
Probably. I don't know the history behind that. I'm more knowledgeable in modern history, so I wouldn't be able to say with certainty. But I do believe it's possible.
Right. So yes, we do have multiple historians from the time, from like 56 AD, 32 AD, stuff like that, of him actually being crucified. So it has been proven. It has been proven that he was crucified under the rule of Pontius Pilate, because we have a stone that was written about that around the time that he was crucified. Have you heard of the Shroud of Turin?
The what?
The Shroud of Turin.
The Shroud of Turin?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
So the Shroud of Turin is basically a burial cloth that we found from about So we found a burial cloth that it's like a burial cloth about 200 pounds, We found a burial cloth within a tomb that had the imprint of a man whose scalp was torn up by a crown of thorns. By the way, Jesus was the only documented person who ever wore a crown of thorns on a cross, and he only wore a crown of thorns because he was the king of the Jews, and so they put that on there.
Okay.
So we can see through the evidence that there was a burial cloth of somebody who had a crown of thorns on, was crucified, and had lacerations, 39 lacerations. And then we saw that the burial cloth was empty. We also have his appearance of the 500, which the Gospel of Luke was written on. Luke was a investigative journalist in ancient times. He investigated and he talked to the disciples and the 500 that he appeared to, and he wrote a gospel all about Jesus' life. So I think you should actually read the book of Luke and then the book of Acts, and you can see the historical evidence of Jesus.
Okay.
That's actually what I did before I converted.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah, I have to leave. I'm going to a county fair. But you have a good day.
well, thank you for coming up. I hope you have a good day today. I'm gonna bring back up Super.
Welcome to my podcast once again. Well, I'd just like to mention something first and foremost. I've decided we're not going to do little squares on the armbands. I'm having my attorney contact Marvel to see if we can use the Punisher logo. Now that we're done talking about me, I'd like to talk about my buddy Jeff, and about me again. So we're going to talk about me again, but we're done talking about me. Does that make sense? Thank you. Don't laugh at me. This isn't funny. I want to talk about my buddy Jeff. And his list.
Where's
okay?
the files?
Don't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Don't... Oh my.
You okay? You okay?
Help! Help! My bottles have collapsed. Someone send in the cleaning boy.
You okay, bud?
Someone send him in. It's like a house of cards in here. Oh my God!
Oh my God! I think you're having a bit of difficulties there. You want...
Let's talk about my buddy Jeff, okay?
Yeah, where's the files?
All right. So listen. Okay. My buddy Jeff didn't hang himself. Never did. I need to explain something here. Okay. People think there's these files. Okay. I think there's these files, these lists. Okay. And I promise you, everybody says I'm touching it. I've touched a child. You can't say that. You've never seen the list. I mean, I've never touched a child. Okay. I've never.
But you said you'd date one in 10 years.
There's no list. I've said lots of things. I've never said that. Probably not. It's possible I didn't. It's possible I did, but I didn't.
I mean, did you literally say word for
room,
word, I'm gonna be dating her in 10 years? Isn't that crazy? Can you believe it?
Well, you see, see, that's factually incorrect. Okay, see, I made the remark, that's crazy, I'm going to be dating her in 10 years, but actually it was crazy because I was already dating her. It's crazy to think that I was supposed to legally date her in 10 years. I mean, I wasn't. I've never done that. Can you get my attorney? Thank you. Okay. All right, I'm back.
Oh,
sorry,
boy.
I was just talking to the pool boy. I told him to go get chlorine for the White House pool.
Okay.
Yeah, so they don't exist. There's no such thing as these files. I've never been on this airplane. I've never been, doing things.
And you've never been to the island, and you've never been friends with them?
No, I've never been. In fact, I don't even know about who painted that painting in his little cool house on the island with Mr. George
No
Bush
idea.
or Bill Clinton, whatever his name was.
Absolutely no clue.
I have no idea. No clue. No clue.
No idea.
No idea. Someone fire Picasso. He's not supposed to be painting that. Oh, sorry. There's my pool boy again. So listen, I want to talk about something very important to me, very close to my heart. Okay.
But you have a minute and 41 seconds left, so you better be quick.
Okay. All right. I'll be very quick. All right. So listen, guys. Listen. Okay. My buddy Jeff, he was a great friend. I'm sorry. Hang on. Actually, about a month ago, I said he wasn't my friend. I didn't know him. My former colleague and associate that I associated with. Okay. I want to take this time, okay, right now, to mourn him. Okay, and I want everybody to pull out a candle, not a China candle, okay, just a regular American candle, okay. And I want you all to mourn him, my buddy. I mean, not my buddy, Jeff. Are we all doing that right now?
Sure.
I said, are we all doing that right now?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, I'm not a dictator. I'm just checking. Very important that I get that point across. Okay. But everybody, I must let you all know right now. Vote for me in 2028. Okay. I'm gonna abolish presidential terms. We're never gonna let Joe Biden in office. I'm gonna run presidency for about the next 16 years. And like I said, I'm draining the swamp. I'm getting rid of the illegals, and I'm getting rid of heroin. I'm getting rid of fentanyl. I'm getting rid of colored people. I'm getting rid of the colorful people. I'm also going to get rid of badgers. I'm going to get rid of mink. I'm also going to get rid of dogs. I don't like them. Oh, okay. Well, everybody, have a good day.
Have a good day, Mr. President. All right. Whoever wants to debate me, please raise your hand. I will not know if you want to debate me if you don't raise your hand. Watermelon. Sea bass. Hello, how are you doing today?
What's up? Not too bad. So I do want to preface this because I'm a leftist too. However, I would say I align myself closely with a more radical leftism. I've identified with like a straight edge punk belief for a good like 3 years now, and I believed that, especially with the state of America right now, I'd say that you can't encourage violence, but in some instances, it may just make sense to swing.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
Anyway, so I do want to ask you, like, how, define your nature as a leftist.
Yeah, I would say I'm like a moderate leftist. I don't like believe in communism or anything, but I certainly do believe that the left is more morally right, than the right.
Okay. So one of the things I want to talk about is especially with when you got into so you just said that you don't believe the left is more morally correct than the right, correct?
I believe the left is more morally right. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I misheard that. Sorry, I'm in a Discord call and my friend's talking in my ear.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, so I do agree with that. One of the walls I commonly find myself hitting when it comes to a debate like that is I feel like there's a lot of liberals, mind you. I think that there is a clear definition between liberals and leftists, and it kind of irks me with liberals, purely like they're just kind of like lukewarm leftists. But anyways, that's neither here nor there for the time being. But there seems to be this kind of sense that we have to be better than them. And I think that it's already pretty clear that we're already better than right wingers. Right wingers is typically associated, especially in these days, with a fascist. And I know exactly what I mean when I use that term. By the way. So anyways. I know exactly what I'm saying when I use that term. One of the clear defining characteristics of fascism in most political and philosophical texts pertinent to the matter, including own fascists talking about their own belief, is militarized enforcement. And haven't we seen quite a bit of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there are absolutely very clear and very blatant elements of fascism in today's America.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
And one of the things I will say on the matter is that we are reaching, the best way I can put it is we are reaching the end of a road, but there's a turn on either end. But the closer we get to the turn, necessitates the need to have a sharper turn and have a more like sharp left or more sharp right turn. Now, obviously, I think that turn needs to be left, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think that if we just continue kind of middling, well, I mean, what we're going to do is we're going to wrap ourselves around a telephone pole, which is why I'm not necessarily square with centrists either. I mean, do you always decide to swerve into the median when you're on the road?
Well, I think
Yeah,
that's a
pick a
terrible
fucking side.
analogy. In my personal opinion, being a centrist or like being a centrist inherently means that you're more open to ideas, like you're more open-minded, which is what I think we need in politics.
Maybe, but I think centrism performs in an ideal climate, and it begins to suffer when the balances become the scale tips on either side of the other, and that happens way too frequently in American politics to really like sustain itself.
Okay.
Like it happens with every presidency. Now, I think that both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party tend to lean right because they're all politicians and they're all crooks. Kamala Harris was a pig, and Donald Trump is a pedophile.
You might get banned for saying that, but yeah.
Oh, well. But anyways, yeah, I got a little warning, but I got like 3 last night. I'm surprised I'm not banned.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that it's always like the scales are always going to be tipped. Centrism thrives in a political climate where everyone knows how to practice perfect bipartisanship and find a way that makes everyone happy. Unfortunately, everyone's concerned with manipulating each other into a deal or into a bill or into a Bill of Rights that says that benefits one side more than the other, like objectively.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say on the matter?
I mean, not really, other than just I don't like to say that I'm strictly one-sided. I am open to ideas. However, one thing I'll say is, like, we all have political biases, but I don't think we should, let political biases, like, completely dictate, every single little thing, right? I do believe that our politics should remain in truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we should be honest with ourselves, but we should also be focusing more on the moral aspect as well. Both morality and factual.
Right. Sorry, someone in my ear said something about balls and forehead. Can you please repeat that?
Yeah, I believe politics should not be left or right. I believe politics should be what's good for the country and what's morally right and also what's factual.
Okay, and that's like I said, that like and ideally in a perfect political climate, that would be the right thing to do.
Well,
That being said,
I mean,
how do
yeah,
you
we
tend to
don't have
approach that
a
in America?
ideal political climate, right? We obviously don't
Right.
have that.
And so there, and unfortunately, it doesn't sustain them. So how do you approach that? Of like, I mean, obviously, like you're a leftist, so I assume that your political bias would lean left in response to that, because I do think it pulls significantly to the right, regardless of whether or not you are a Democrat or Republican. Although I do think a lot of Democrats tend to be a little bit more to the left. They just are a little, a little
Okay.
blind.
Well, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a good day today.
Of course.
I'm just gonna wait for someone to only come up. I'm not gonna bring up super. I'm not gonna bring up super this time, and the main reason is because it doesn't really feel like a genuine conversation. It's just more satirical. You know, it was a good palate cleanser, but I'm here for actual serious debates here. But I'm just gonna wait for someone to come in and raise their hand if they're right leaning. But for the meanwhile, what I'm gonna do is, yes. See you later, Super. But I'm just gonna check in on how the No Kings protests are doing. Raise your hand. Oh, you raise your hand.
Ooh, hello.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Do you happen to know who Aaron Yeager is?
Aaron Yeager.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, unfortunately. I
You have
heard
no
about.
idea.
I actually heard the name before.
Right. Okay. Well,
I don't know. I'll research more about that later. Um, they left. Well, welcome.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, man. I'm just wondering, what kind of leftist are you?
I would consider myself moderate leftist. Like, I think the term for it in American politics would be like liberal.
Yeah, well, a liberal. Well, in European politics, that would be either center right, you know. Are you like progressive?
In American, that would be center left.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that says a lot about American politics. Yeah. American politics a bit centered to the right, I believe. So, if you're center left, what are your beliefs on like economics? What's the best system?
Well, in my
you believe?
opinion, I believe a slightly controlled version, like not a controlled, more like a regulated version of like capitalism would be ideal.
Yeah. So I do agree partly with that. I mean, a bit more controlled would be good. You know, like kindly in, for example, in Norway. It's not
Yeah.
really controlled by the state, but it's moderated. You know, with a lot of state-owned industries, I think it's important to balance out the private industries so they cannot work together to like inflate prices manually, kind of.
Yeah.
Instead of
And, you know, I believe we shouldn't
so the
have to
government
go
stop them.
bankrupt every time we go to the hospital.
Yeah, that's a bad thing about America, I would say. For example, about private insurance companies, they are just greedy. That all they have for is to make money, you know.
Yep.
So America should really have a more of a welfare system.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it's not even higher taxes. I believe we can relocate funds from certain things. For example, we fund the military way more disproportionately than any other services. We fund the military like about $1 trillion per year on average.
Yeah, but you lose trillions of dollars a year from not taxing, for example, billionaires. They get away with tax
Exactly,
with
and you
loopholes
know
that the American government allows.
Oh
It's
yeah,
actually
absolutely for
allowing it
sure. Like
because
the top
they're being
1%
bribed.
pays less taxes than the average working American.
Yeah, they don't pay taxes like at all. They pretend to pay taxes and then just take them back. You know, taxable. It's not taxable if you donate something. You know, so they create their own foundations, their own donations, foundations where they can donate to. They donate to those.
They also invest in
foundations,
stocks, which
no
is not
tax
taxable.
taken. Yeah, yeah. Well, stocks. That's it. Yeah, and I'm kind of neutral on stocks because well, why not? But some stocks are kind of overboard with well, yeah, it's a bit immoral eventually, I believe, because you can just stock trading can be controlled like the stock markets. With if you have a few powerful people on your side, you can just go to the media, for example, say China is bad, and then people will believe you because you have a lot of influence, and the stock market of like Chinese companies will go down, like the values, and
Yeah.
then you buy a lot of stocks, and then you say, oh no, China's good, and the value goes up, for example.
All right. Well, I mean, what about, for example, I mean, I don't know what there is to debate about that. What about in the context of American politics, the deportation of undocumented migrants?
Yeah, if you're undocumented, like there should be a better system for actually like integrating people who come into your country. For example, if someone's here illegally, don't immediately deport them. Like first, try
Yeah.
to see, are these people like integrated well? Do they speak English? Do they have a job? Yeah, well, are they useful for society? And if that's the case, don't immediately deport them. Just keep them there and try to get them documented. It's supposed to be the land of the free. America is built
Yeah,
upon
it's
immigration.
pretty much exactly what I believe in. So, yeah, I don't know if there's much of a debate there. What
Oh, no,
about?
that's not really a debate. I just
Yeah.
I just came up here to see what kind of takes people would have, honestly. But
What about T rights?
now we're the only ones here. Oh yeah, T right. Yeah, I think those should be for everyone. That's my friend. Two of my friends actually are. So
Okay.
I don't really have a choice. Though.
Yeah,
I have to support it.
Honestly, I don't really know what there is to debate. What's your opinion on like let's see. The only other topic I can really think of is what's your opinion on the Israel-Palestine conflict?
Well, I think the murder of innocent children is bad.
Well, yeah, I believe mass gen is bad. Would you say so?
Yeah, that's. I don't believe there's lots to debate where.
Yeah, I honestly I don't even.
Things.
Yeah, there's like actually
Well,
nothing to debate here.
Or I can advocate for the other side. I can have a good discussion. Trust me.
All right. Well, I mean, I would. The problem with that though is I do want to have legitimate discussions with people who do actually believe those things.
Well, yeah, I know people who believe those things. I've heard their arguments. I'm just basically just retelling them.
Okay. Hold on. Tim Allen's career says, "Do you think name I can't say's policies he wants to implement in New York City are feasible?" Personally, in my opinion, I mean, I haven't researched much into them. I haven't researched much into the New York mayor's. I think he's the mayor, right? In the New York mayor's policies.
Yeah.
But in my opinion,
I have.
In my opinion, from what I have heard, I do believe that a lot of them are feasible. Yeah.
Yeah. For example, the free bus transit system is quite feasible. He said the price would be around 700 million, I believe, or something. And that would be completely feasible with the amount of untaxed billionaires in New York.
He just said, "I'm not sure they're going to be something long term, but I think it's a step in the right direction." Yeah, and any step in the right direction, in my opinion, is pretty good.
Yeah, we need more people in America that kind of stand up to the current regime and actually try to change their own cities their own
The
states. like,
sad thing is, I literally like the only two politicians I can really think of that are actually like trying to make a change in their respective communities is the New York mayor and the governor of Vermont.
Vermont, like Tim Walz, or I don't know.
No, Tim
I'm not
Tim
very
Walz
confident.
is Minnesota. Bernie Sanders.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Bernie Sanders. Oh, that guy's cool. No, I really agree with that guy. He's got too good of a political view to for America.
Yeah.
America's just cast him out kind of with well, never really lets him try to be president, you know, or the Democratic Party hasn't nominated him,
Ooh,
which I
hold
think
on.
is a waste, honestly.
Link, do you want to come
Oh,
up?
yeah, sure, you can.
Uh,
Yeah,
Ra-
you can replace me with that guy. I'm fine.
Okay. Well, actually, I don't want to bring you down too fast because I don't know if he wants to come up or not.
Oh yeah. Let's
I mean, I've
I mean,
had I've
I-
had a good debate with a couple people for the past like hour and a half, but now there's just all of a sudden a lack of right leaning people.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem, yeah. Yeah, I think you went through them all, man.
I might have, yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I was supposed to be live up until like at least 6 or 7.
6,
That-
7. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was an automatic reaction. I apologize.
Bro, we are beyond cooked.
Well, it's just really proven that Trump can't run a country.
Oh yeah, for sure.
3 days ago, I believe, he announced like a new monument, like Arc de Trump, instead that was supposed to be a monument that's going to be built, just dedicated to himself. There's a really nice quote saying, going, "Beware the man who builds statues of himself."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
This guy wants to debate.
Yeah, he wants
So,
to
yeah,
debate.
you can throw me off.
Uh,
man.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I hope you have a good day. Welcome up. How are you doing today?
I'm chilling.
That
Yo, so we gonna debate or what? You gonna laugh? Like, what's going on?
I think you have a filter on. I think you have a filter on.
Alright, so I'm just gonna say my debate because you cracking jokes right now, you know what I mean? Alright, so boom, like, it's an underrated opinion, though, okay? Being your shit with hand sanitizer is the best way to do it.
Okay.
Well, I'm serious.
You are not serious. What's the username for the stream? The same. It should be in my Roblox profile, as my Roblox username. Yeah, my channel's called RampChew. But I'm gonna bring up Link just in case he has something that I mean. How are you doing today?
Not too bad.
I mean, do you want to debate about anything or no?
I guess define your version of leftist.
So, in the context of American politics, it would be center left or like liberal.
Okay.
Like, I'm not a
Do
hardcore
you have
leftist.
any specific beliefs? The only reason I ask what type of leftist you are is because it seems that there's a reoccurring problem with anyone who takes up politics is that they say they're right wing or left wing, but they have completely different views.
Yeah. So what I believe in is, first of all, I believe in bigger government. I believe we should have checks and balances. Right wing believes more in smaller government, which is generally how left wing and right wing is defined as. in a broader term.
Okay. I'm not sure if this really applies to my current situation in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, I heard British politics is like extremely like vastly different.
It is incredibly different. I only recently realized how different American and British politics are.
I mean, what do you believe in?
I don't really know what to define myself as, left, right, center. I don't know. I have a lot of strong opinions, which I've been called racist for, which is understandable. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I just want to sort of live my life and just
Okay.
get it over with,
So-
sort of thing. You know, I don't.
So hold on. I'm just gonna take a wild guess. Do you believe in like are you anti-immigration?
I'm anti-illegal immigration. Yes.
Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna come at this from the context of American politics, if that's okay.
No, of course.
Okay. So in America, immigration is literally like one of the major backbones of our country.
Yes, it's what founded the United States itself.
Yeah. Also, Buckwheat, I will bring you up later in just a couple minutes. We have a 5-minute timer. So in America at the moment, immigrants are currently being blamed for problems that we've had in the United States for more than 20 years.
Yes.
And I mean, in the context of British politics, why do you believe in what you believe?
Well, the only reason I feel as though I have such a harsh opinion on that specific subject is because there is reason to be why a lot of things are getting worse than they normally were. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure I can't speak for the United States as I'm not a citizen there and I've never been there, but I'm sure that a lot of people there would assume the same opinion as mine, which be that, don't get me wrong, illegal immigrants aren't the, like, foundation problem, like the leading problem of all problems, but it does add to the pressure of the country as a whole. I mean, like over here, for example, the biggest problem is illegal immigration. Legal immigration is completely fine. Illegal immigration currently is the biggest problem here because it puts more pressure on the problems we already face as a society in Britain. So don't get me wrong, we have other problems such as, you know, council tax getting higher and higher and higher in certain regions, and people wonder, oh, why is it getting higher and higher and higher? And it's because, well, they're trying to suck more money out of the working people to pay the illegal immigrants that have come into the country, because obviously over here we have different rules and regulations to how we treat illegal immigrants, which is as soon as they get here illegally, they are basically given a 5-star hotel, and I think it's £70 pocket cash every week from the government.
Okay.
So you could understand the fury of a lot of British people.
I mean, kind of, yeah. The problem I would say is, and I could be wrong because again, I also don't know British politics that well. But this seems to be a reoccurring issue in pretty much many large countries. Like for example, like countries with big economic power. Like for example, the United Kingdom, Japan, Sweden, right? Germany.
Yeah.
This seems to be a really big,
of course,
concurring issue. They are blaming immigrants for problems, right? Like undocumented immigrants.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's only understandable that the citizens blame immigration for, you know, occurring problems, considering that crime rates usually go up and everyone points the finger. It's like, well, crime rates only went up because they started coming in recently, yada, yada, yada. Don't get me
So
wrong.
I would
most of those
argue that that's
statistics are
actually
correct.
what I would argue is it isn't because of immigrants. The reason why, actually in the United States, natural born U.S. citizens are way more likely to commit a crime than an undocumented migrant.
and that's completely understandable.
Yeah. So, and the reason for this is because we have a lot of economic turmoil because of the COVID pandemic. We are currently seeing the devastating. We're currently seeing the devastating aftermath of what COVID has done to the economy. That want turmoil. So it's more economic turmoil that is being
that is
added.
usually how it goes.
That's being added onto the economic turmoil that's already happening. So they're blaming immigrants for problems that isn't really their fault.
Mm.
So would you agree with that?
What's the conclusion?
I'm saying that immigrants aren't the problem.
I mean, I half agree.
You have agree.
Of course, it's very different how it works in the United States compared to the the British Isles, etc.
Yeah, and I understand that. Thank you for coming on. You can come back up more than once. I'm gonna bring up Buckwheat, if that's okay.
Okie doke.
Okay. I hope you have a good day. Welcome up, Buckwheat. How are you
Okay.
doing today?
I am doing all right. Before we start the timer, I want to get some things clear. I want to ask you first of all, do you like sports at all, specifically American football?
No, I'm not really a big sports guy, unfortunately.
You're ringing it hard. You don't you don't understand football at all?
I don't know anything about it. I'm sorry.
Okay. What about Diet Pop? What is your opinion on Diet Pop?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Personally, in my opinion, it's it's like adding it's like adding a couple carrots to a cake with a lot of sugar in it, right? It doesn't really solve the problem. It just doesn't really do anything.
I feel like we don't disagree enough there. I okay. What kind of leftist are you? I want to start there.
In the context of American politics, probably liberal, which would be center left.
I would disagree with you there, but I have to think about to where I would put this. If you're curious, I would stand somewhere like Marxist Leninist. I gotta.
Oh, so you're communist or Marxist?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I used to believe in communism as well at some point, so I actually do kind of understand that point of view. So, I'm gonna.
I suppose we can talk about that then.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
We can make that then.
So, why do you believe in Marxism?
I mean, just looking at the way society is going, I think it directs towards the dialectics of Marx, that we are advancing from feudalism into capitalism. We're now at capitalism, and then eventually we will advance into socialism and then communism. I see capitalism, everything that capitalism is doing is self-destructive.
Okay. So, I mean, I can understand your point of view, but just for clarity, why is it self-destructive? I could probably already guess the answer, but I will allow you to answer.
I mean, right now we're getting to the point where wages are deflating, and then prices are increasing, and the businesses are freaking out because they cannot increase their prices. As well, another reason I'm communist is the pure fact.
Apologize. You were kind of glitching out there a little bit. I think it might have been on my end, but could you repeat that one more time? I paused the timer just
Yeah.
so that it was fair.
I said like another reason why I'm communist to start off is that I would consider like what we have with wages to be just another form of theft. Same thing as not near as severe. I think that we slowly improve on it, but it is a form of theft. Like it's not as bad as slavery, but for the reason that capitalism is destructive is it is wages are like decreasing, prices are going up, and now businesses are starting to panic because they don't know what to do to make their profits wider and wider, and it's just going to be a continuous struggle until they inevitably just destroy itself.
Okay. So I mean, I can understand your point of view on that. Capitalism is perfect. I do definitely believe it is heavily flawed, especially when you look at things like, for example, the American healthcare system. That is like the biggest like reason as to why I believe capitalism is, you know, and by all means, like I believe in capitalism, but I do believe that capitalism should be regulated in some way, right? So, like, I don't believe we should go straight to like socialism and then communism, right? Because we've seen how that's turned out in many countries. It's turned out really bad. We've had famines. We've had dictatorships. We've had not good things come from communism and socialism.
I think my argument to that would be twofold. Number one, I don't think I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not true communism. I think that these were failed experiments that need to be taken into effect. And number two, I could say the same thing about capitalism. Look at Augusto Pinochet, look at Mussolini, look at like all of these the blood diamonds, for example. Coffee, chocolate, all these things are used off of slave labor.
Yeah.
So I think like you are trying to appeal to some idealized form of capitalism, which maybe in the time of Adam Smith might have existed in some slight form, just because feudalism was an awful ideology that luckily was killed. But I think capitalism is starting to it's starting to keep hold despite it going past its need. And we're seeing like slowly we're seeing a reformation of like fascist ideology to try and just hold on to what it can while it can. That's why there's a like uptick in like right-wing like bourgeoisie like politicians, that they try to appear like they're populist despite clearly not being so. This is exactly what Leon Trotsky said in What is Fascism and How to Fight It, or Fascism, What It Is and How to Fight It, I should say.
Yeah.
If you have anything you disagree with that, I feel free.
I mean, in general, it's just we can look at countries where capitalism has worked. For example, Norway, most European countries.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say like working, I would say working better, which I agree. No matter what, we should, like, if we're in a capitalist system, we should make it work the best it can. But I think we are slowly getting to the point where it's going to advance beyond its need. And I think we're almost there.
Okay.
I can, if you have a response real quick, I'll let you do it, and then you can go to the next person. If there, there's literally no one else
absolutely
here.
nobody.
Well,
I was doing really good with debating a bunch of right-leaning people, and they just suddenly disappeared.
I think the thing about it is like I don't necessarily a lot of like people who are Marxists will be like, well, all liberals are just nothing but they're just like boring fascists. But I mean, there's clearly or like the Democrats and the Republicans are about the same. When it's like one of them is like the kill trans people and dog party, and the other is like
basic human freedoms.
just like the 2000 it's just like the 2005 like do whatever like Republican Party. That like that's what the Democrats have become. We're slowly ticking over to like we're slowly having it tick over to the right, and I'm getting very concerned about what I'm seeing. But so is there like anything in particular about what I said that you disagree with, or is it more so just
I guess it's more so just I don't know, because I can understand what you mean by what you say. The problem is, in my opinion, it doesn't reflect the objective reality of what, like, of what's happened, right?
I mean, I would say like I think I would say like I am both like an idealist and a realist. Like I think we need to a lot of communists will kind of like just throw their arms up and just be like, well, we're not gonna like be able to change anything no matter what. But I don't think my view is like we should try to make like life the best it is with what we got, but we should also be prepared for like revolution. If this person wants to talk, I will let them, but right now they don't have their hand raised.
Raise your
so-
hand if you want to come up. I mean, they want to come up. Okay.
Okay, I'll let myself back down so they can talk.
I hope you have a
now.
good day today.
I'll probably come back up if you want to continue discussing. Oh
wait. Oh, okay.
Mimi just said wait. I guess. Do you just want me to continue talking? You're saying, Mimi? Well, like a leftist is like it's as vague as saying that you're like religious. There's a lot of different ways that you can be a leftist. I am a Marxist, and the owner of this is just a liberal, and that is as wide of a difference as I think you can get, honestly. So.
Yeah. Top Hat Cat just said, I
You're
can't
good.
believe you met Moist Critical. Does he really sound like him?
Why does I do not think I sound like Moist Critical, but literally everyone says I do.
I'm not trying to debate, I'm just
I'm like
confused on how this YouTuber was talking to people, but I now see
How many
there's-
people you got up? How many people you got in there?
I have 3 viewers so far.
Dang, you seem pretty chill though. Stream together. The knockoff Moist Critical.
But hold on, I'm gonna quickly.
I'll I don't know if there's someone else that wants up, but I will say like one thing I definitely like to debate on here is like the people who are transphobic and whatever.
Yeah. I've had I've had
that's-
debates about that before.
If you ever like try to like just make that the topic, I'd definitely be down to like join you.
Yeah.
No one else is trying to get up here, so
Rumba, do you want to come up?
Well, um, do you like basketball?
I don't really know basketball that much.
Dang.
Yeah. I don't really do sports that much. Yeah.
Dang. Oh, okay.
Hello, Rumbo. Do you want to come up? Oh, you already said no. Okay. Oh wait, you want to come up? Oh, okay.
Okay, I'll let myself down and you.
All right, I'm gonna. How are you doing today, Rumbo?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm gonna bang my head with a brick. Hit my head with a brick. Oh God.
Okay then.
Hey, he did make some good points.
I guess he did.
What are some controversial like points you have that you feel like I would disagree with?
I don't really know. The only one I can really think of is just that communism's never really worked, and I don't think it'll ever work.
I mean, to that I would say like they said the same thing about feudalism and like capitalism. Like people who were in support of feudalism said that capitalism would never work, and now here we are. I don't know how it. Let's see here. So that would be like probably like 6 centuries now, 5, 4, something like that. And now we have capitalism, and now we have the same argument of like I don't know if there's a term for it, but it's almost just like status quoism. I know there's like a term for that, but it's like we should keep the status quo because that's the only thing that works.
Yeah.
Like I imagine like people must have thought there's no way that like Babylon would ever fall, or that the Roman Empire would ever fall, and yet here we are, and now their walls have crumbled, their empires are now just tales that we tell. So I would say I expect the same to come of capitalism.
I see. Well, at the moment,
if it doesn't,
I don't really know what there is to debate then. I mean, one thing I want to do though is I want to reply to some comments that I had on a video.
Sure.
So I had this video called "This person says T women aren't women." Right, that was the title of the video, and it's me debating with someone who believes that. Right.
Sure.
First person says, "Holy, you are R word, dude."
That's all he said.
Yeah, that's all he said.
Well, personally, I think actually being restarted is actually like the goal of life, and you should try and become as autistic as you can. I think that's the answer that we are looking.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He got VC banned. Alrighty. Hello, welcome. Raise your hand if you want to come up. I will not know if you want to debate me if you don't. All right. Hello, how are you doing today?
What's up?
Hi.
What's up?
I'm doing good. What about you? How's your day today?
My day is good. So you're left. So like on what positions? All of them.
So, I would say, right. I personally would say that I would be classified as a liberal, which is like center left. I'm like moderate left.
Okay. Well, let's find a topic. You support abortion?
Yes, I support AB. Well, more so, I support not banning it.
Okay. Why do you support it?
Well, because I don't believe we should be banning it. Like that's
So why
not
do you
up to
think
us.
that we shouldn't be banning it?
Well, it's not up to us. It should be up to the woman.
Why do you think it shouldn't be up to us? Up to the woman. So why should it be up to the woman?
Because it's her body.
Because it's her body. Okay,
Yeah.
so if it's her body, then she can do whatever she wants, right?
In my personal opinion, like, yeah.
So basically, are you saying, and do you take that to the full extent? Like, do you think that women should be able to have the complete autonomy over her body?
Like if it's not actively harming her, then yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, sure. So it wouldn't be actively harming. So if she can go ahead and what do you call it? Let's say let's say she's pregnant. She drinks substances, gives her kid a brain defect. That was her exercising her my body, my choice. So would have that been wrong?
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't support that.
Why not? That's her body. That's her choice. That's her autonomy.
Well, she intends to. Well, if she's intending to bring the child to.
It's not her intent. Oh,
Hmm?
yeah. But so you're saying that she doesn't have a right to her own body?
No, but if she is intending on bringing the child to the world, if she's intending on bringing the child to the world,
Mm-hmm. So you're saying that she shouldn't have a right to her own body?
that's not what I'm saying. No.
You know, well, you have to pick one. Either you have to say that she doesn't have a right to her body, or that she shouldn't do this.
Buddy,
Or that- or that
it isn't
she,
black or white.
She should do this.
It
Should be able
isn't
to
a
do
black
this.
or white issue, bro.
Well, for you to deny it would be denying her autonomy. I did ask you if you support it fully. You did say yes.
Well, I support not banning AB.
Right, and because of that is because you believe a woman should have the full rights over her own body. So either you allow her to give her kids brain defects by drinking,
That is
or
not
you
comparable
deny
at
her
all.
bodily autonomy.
That
Well,
is
that's your
not-
logical framework.
No, that
allows
is
AB
not
to
at all
happen.
comparable. No, that is a very, very flawed comparison.
I'm
Because
using
we're
your
talking about
justification
actively
system to
harming an
justify
actual
AB.
child that is intended on being brought into the world.
Is abortion not doing that? Yeah,
No,
so
because
again,
she doesn't intend
that's
to
not
bring it
I'm
into
using
the
your
world.
logical justification.
She's not intending on bringing the child into the
Yeah, but I'm
world,
using-
therefore it's not.
That's not actually you debunking anything. Again, you would still have to admit that you're saying that she doesn't have full autonomy over her body. For you to deny that would be for you to deny her autonomy.
What are you talking about?
So which one is it? Are you denying her autonomy? You don't understand your own argument? You're basically trying to justify.
I don't think
right,
you're
the ability
understanding
to
your
get
own
the
argument
procedure
because
done
because drinking while pregnant is not comparable at all to AB, dude.
Yeah, you're not understanding the reason why you would be allowed to get AB in your worldview is because they have the complete bodily autonomy to do whatever they want with their body. That's what justifies AB in your worldview. And if I put that same justification system onto other scenarios and it doesn't hold, then you're being logically hypocritical.
Okay, I want to ask you a question. Do you believe that AB should be banned in every
Sure.
single case?
You're pivoting the conversation. Are you going to concede what I just said?
Okay, I want to ask you something. Because we're not
Sure.
coming to
After,
an
are you
agreement.
going to concede the argument though?
What's your argument?
Okay, sure. So you
What's
do.
your
Okay,
argument?
you concede. Well, my argument is going to be that offing innocent human beings at all stages of development is wrong because they have a future like ours.
Okay, if they are intending on bringing it into the world, if they are intending on bringing it into the world, right?
Yeah. So that doesn't actually refute that's refuting your claim, by the way. Now you have to move the goalpost for autonomy. Now you're saying that a woman doesn't have full autonomy.
That is not at all what I said. Like, can you not put words in my mouth?
I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm saying that's you being logically inconsistent.
No.
Yeah, you need to check your logical formula, buddy.
Bro, what about that is logically inconsistent? What? Okay, he left. I hope you have a good day. Mosu, do you want to come up or Jakey? Your name is not going to be on stream. But raise your hand if you want to debate with me. I will not know if you want to debate with. All right, I'm gonna bring up Buckwheat back up.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Literally 1984 Roblox. Literally 1984.
Yeah.
Tisk tisk. Anyways, I'll just stay up here until someone else wants to talk for the clips, I guess, for the views, for the aura. I guess we can continue responding to comments or whatever.
Yeah, let's continue responding to comments. The second comment: a woman is a biological female. Monsters don't count.
Okay, so that, like, you would have to, like, start reducing down. So what is a female? And then they'll usually say, like, something. But the problem with, like, most answers is it always excludes some form of what they would define as a woman if they continue down that until they get down to, like, what is it they're going to now? Gonads or something? I don't actually understand, like, biology that well, but it's always.
Oh wait, hold on.
They find themselves. Oh.
Mosu actually wants to come up.
Mm-hmm. I'll finish, I guess. Like,
yeah,
the more they try to, like, define it, they find themselves either excluding women or they just become a circular argument, and that's all they can do because they don't actually understand the biology of it. They just understand what it's a feelings based argument. That's all it is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Welcome up. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
All right. What do you want to debate about?
We can do the T woman or not woman debate.
Okay, sure. I'm just gonna assume that you don't believe that. Like, you don't believe that they're women?
No, I believe that T women. Yeah, I don't believe that they're women.
Okay. Well, I mean, we can. Okay, first of all, I would like to say, like, I don't believe that any T person is denying the fact that biologically speaking, like, in terms of biological makeup, that they're technically, like, not a woman, right?
Is that what you're saying? Is that
No,
like your
that's
position?
that's what I've heard from multiple T people, and I agree with that. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I don't know if I can agree with like their personal like self belief, but I would
Okay.
say that it is true that they're not a woman.
And we could agree with that biologically speaking, right?
Well, that's my definition. My definition is pure biology speaking.
Okay. So is there a difference between the S word, and gender?
No, not when it comes
Okay,
to
you're
like
wrong. First of
man
all,
and woman
the
or
definition
boy
of
and girl.
gender is a social construct identity, based off of the based off of the perceived notion of the biological S word. That's what gender is. It's a social construct. S
Yeah,
is
but
the
some
actual
genders are
biological composition of, like, it's a genetic compound. S is a
right.
genetic compound. Gender is a social construct.
Yeah, I would say that gender can be and can be separate from like your biological makeup, but I would say that when it comes to the specific genders of man and woman, they are highly tied to your S. And I don't think that they can be separated.
Okay. You don't believe they can separate. So what makes?
Correct.
I want to ask you a question. Like, what makes a woman a woman? All right. Well, to be honest, I might actually call it here. Um, I've had a pretty good time debating with people. Um, I thank you all for coming up to debate with me, and I thank everyone for watching my stream. Are we like meditating together? Uh, oh, you mean Discord? All right, I'm actually gonna debate. I'm actually gonna debate this person last. Um, welcome. How you how
Yo,
you doing?
what's up?
How you doing today?
Doing good, bro. You?
I'm doing good. What do you want to
Alright,
debate about?
good. You? I want to debate about abortion.
All right. Uh, are you in favor of banning it or not?
I am in favor of banning it.
Okay.
Kill a kid that's inside their stomach. Why can't men do the
Fetus.
same also? But
Fetus.
they don't want the kid. Wants to kill the kid who's inside the stomach.
It is not inside the.
Oh wow.
First of all, it's not inside of the stomach. You do not even know biology. It is. I don't even know biology that much either, but I know it's in the uterus.
No, I'm saying like inside the stomach, not like literal inside the stomach, like inside the belly.
Okay. Sure.
And also,
that's not even
let's
true
see,
either. That's not even true either.
bro. Then where is the kid at? Then
In the uterus, or
which is inside the belly too.
Bro, I don't even think you can have a basic position on AB if you don't even know the biology behind pregnancy.
Bro, the uterus is inside the belly. Once a female like has a kid, you can see the belly being larger.
Okay, so I want to ask a question. Do you believe AB should be banned in all cases?
Wait, can you
Yeah. Do you
that
believe
again?
AB should be banned in every single case? It rhymes with portion. AB portion.
Oh, okay.
I can't say
Yes,
the
I
word or
think
else
it
I
should be
will get
banned.
banned. So it should be banned in
Nah,
all
nah,
cases.
nah. Yeah. I don't know. But I feel like women are very the selfish of them too, because let's say they want to have banged with a dude and the dude wore the condom, but they broke the condom, and the dude said to take the plan B, but they pretend that they took it, and instead they put the plan B and put it in the trash. And once they get the kid, they try to kill the kid, and then the guy's like, "Why did you kill the kid? Well, if you want me to have a kid so badly, to have a kid so badly," and then she tries to make an excuse and say that, "Oh well, because I don't want the kid anymore because I don't want to be with you anymore." So instead of put the kid out for the adoption, they try to kill the kid, which is inside
Okay, you didn't answer my question.
the belly.
Why
And
do you believe it
what's
should be
inside the
banned in
belly?
cases of SA?
What's that?
Why do you believe it should be banned in cases of SA?
No, what's the
I can't say it or else I'll get banned. Look it up. Google it. What SA is?
Oh, rape?
Yes, you can. You're
Oh.
gonna get banned now that you said it. But do you believe it should be banned even in those cases?
I'm gonna get a warning, so it doesn't matter. I think, let's see, it depends. You know, if the girl likes it when she got raped, I don't think the kid should be aborted. But if it was without consent, then obviously, they can put the kid up for the adoption and instead not try to kill the kid, because obviously the kid did not wanted to be here, and therefore it will be very wrong for the girl or
You did not just say that.
to abort the kid.
If the
You know what I'm
woman
saying?
likes it,
So,
you did not just say that.
no, because there's a point, once a girl gets raped, there's like in some cases she likes it. For example, a girl can orgasm during it. So
That
I
doesn't
feel
mean
like
she liked it.
there's-
What?
there's
Bro, you are actually insane. What? Good. Thank God. You're banned. You're banned from my thing. Oh my God. That is the most unhinged thing I have ever in my life have ever told to me. Welcome back up. Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
guy, I don't even know. He had to have been trolling or something. Hopefully.
Even if he's trolling, that's still like screwed up. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's better. It's better that he was trolling rather than he actually believed that, though.
Okay.
You want to continue with the T debate?
Yeah, sure. So, I believe we were like my point was that my first point was that S and gender are two different things, which we can agree on, right? Now that you know what both of them are.
Yeah, I mean, I would say they're different, but they can overlap.
Not necessarily, because gender is a social construct. S is not. It's a biological construct. It's a scientific consensus.
Well, no, I would disagree with that only in the case of male or man and woman. Any other genders are not necessarily tied to your whether you're a male or a female.
Okay. So my question would be then, like, why are we going to invalidate someone that wants to live out their life as a different gender than one that they were assigned at birth?
I mean, I didn't even make that prescriptive claim. I'm just saying descriptively, they're men who are attempting to adopt womanhood descriptively.
Okay.
I wouldn't grant them the title of being a woman.
So why not?
Because my definition of a man would be an adult human male. My definition of a woman would be an adult human female.
Okay. My definition of a woman would be an individual that aligns with the socially perceived concept of what a woman is, but of what the female S is. There's someone who lives in accordance with the socially constructed roles that are affiliated with the female S.
Okay, so then I would ask you a follow-up question, which would be, what about women who are more masculine and who are not necessarily like trying to like become a man, but who are like very masculine and are like into other women?
Which that's completely fine. They don't have to be a T person, but if someone wanted to be a T person because of that, I don't know what necessarily would invalidate that.
I mean, I wouldn't. Again, I'm not prescribing that they be invalidated, but I will say that descriptively they don't fit that definition that I have. As well as, well, I mean, critiquing your definition, I would say that it's kind of circular. You're just saying that a woman is someone who does what a woman does. It's kind of circular reasoning there.
Well, yeah, I mean, the literal definition of it would be like an adult female human, but my definition of it would be anyone who has any feminine characteristics, who like actively perceives himself as those roles.
Yeah, and this is why I can't really get behind your definition, because it boils down to like self ID to an extent. And
Well, I mean,
think that, like,
isn't that literally what it is, though? Isn't that literally what being a woman is? It's a form of identification.
Yeah, I would say being a woman is a form of identification, but I wouldn't say it's self-identification or that it hinges on self-ID. I think that it has some objective physical qualia.
Okay. So, again, and we can absolutely agree on the fact that, biologically speaking, they're not women. But why should biology invalidate what someone wants to be? Exactly.
I mean, I can want to be like a doe. I can want to be a female deer, but like I wouldn't expect society to like treat me as a female deer.
So that is a very, very poor comparison, because you are comparing non-human species to a human built social construct.
I mean, I would disagree with you. I don't have enough time to like flesh that out. But thank you for having me up.
Oh, no problem. I hope you have a good day today. And hopefully this will be the final person that. Hopefully this is the last person that I debate before I end the stream. How are you doing today?
What's up? I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing good. What do you want to debate about?
So, do you think genitalia? You don't think genitalia depicts somebody's gender?
I mean, well, I guess it depends on what. Like, could you elaborate further?
Like, if they were born with, I don't want to get voice chat banned, but like, if they were born with a if they were born with a they're a woman.
Yeah.
Like, do you believe that?
I mean, I guess it's viewed themselves in a different gender. That's perfectly fine. But like, you need to assign someone a gender.
How is that perfectly fine?
Hmm.
How is that perfectly fine? Their literal body anatomy goes against them changing their gender. It's unnatural.
Okay, so the thing is, gender is not biology. Okay, let's just get that out of the way. Gender is not biological. S is.
How is it not biological?
Gender is a social construct based off of the genetic, based off of the perceived characteristics that are associated with the S.
I would disagree with that, though.
That is literally the dictionary definition of what gender is.
Yeah. Yeah, because they changed it after all these people came out as gay, bi, whatever the heck they wanted to
No, that's
identify
always
as.
been
They
the
changed
dictionary
it.
definition for over 100 years.
That it's a social construct?
Yeah?
Okay, well, I don't believe that it's a social construct. I believe that it is given to you at birth. Your gender is what your chromosomes are.
Okay, and how is... Okay, so if gender is not a social construct, then being a woman isn't a form of identity. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you a woman? Are you a woman?
Oh, I see what you're saying, actually. That actually makes sense. I see what you're saying. But I think it goes back to being biological, what you should, like, present yourself. I think somebody who is born a male, okay, and they believe there's something else. Okay, I'm going to try to word this best I can. If somebody is born a male and they grow up to believe they're a woman, why should I have to accept them when they couldn't even accept themselves? Like, why should I have to apply to other people's, like, delusions?
Well, Magpie said because to common decency, but I will answer it in my own way. The reason why, first of all, I don't like the term delusion. I don't believe it's a delusion at all.
How's that not a delusion?
Well, the reason why I don't believe it to be a delusion is, well, first of all, it dehumanizes someone. It makes them sound like they're insane. I don't believe they're insane, right? It's literally just viewing themselves differently than what they were grown up as, which is perfectly fine because you change as you grow up.
Yeah, but your oh my gosh, words. Your biology doesn't.
Okay,
If
T
you-
people are not denying that biologically they're different than what they perceive themselves to be. T people have never
Yeah, but-
denied that.
I just don't understand why they feel. I guess I don't understand
Because
why
gender
they
is a social
feel like-
construct and they view themselves as a different gender than what they were assigned with at birth.
Do you not hear how crazy that sounds when you say it out loud?
I don't think it's crazy at all. Why do you think it's crazy?
You're born. Oh my gosh! Imagine we had like all the other animals trying to be different genders at once they get old.
that
Like it's not
many
my
animals
nature where
do
it's like-
actually, believe it or not.
well, ones that are like born to do that, yeah. I know what you're talking about, and ones that are born to that. We humans are not born to do that. If it was, we wouldn't have to get surgery, an unnatural surgery, to change that.
An unnatural surgery. Okay. So are you against cosmetics? Is that what you're against?
Like makeup? Makeup?
Like cosmetic surgeries?
Oh, I was like, what? Like, can you explain what you mean by that?
Okay, anything
Like
that
people-
makes you look different than what you were born with.
Yeah. I don't think people should get nose jobs. I don't think people should get implants, all that stuff. It's unnatural. They shouldn't change their body. I think they were given the body that they were given for a reason.
Or what about tattoos?
I don't like tattoos either. I don't have any. I don't want to ever get any.
Okay, but tattoos have been that's been a so,
Yeah, and I understand.
so you're just hold on. Magpie just said you're anti-identity.
Anti-identity. Well, yeah, I don't think people should identify as something that they aren't.
Isn't identity basically what you perceive yourself to be?
Yeah, I do, and I think that people can get it mixed
So
up.
so
and
a T woman literally has an identity, and you're going to invalidate that identity just because it doesn't align with your views of what a woman is.
it doesn't just not align with my views. It doesn't align with Mother Nature's views.
With Mother Nature's views. Oh, you're bringing out the
Yeah,
Mother
as
Nature.
in-
Yeah. Okay.
As in like natural. I don't believe in Mother Nature. I believe in God, but as in like natural.
Oh, we're
like,
bringing religion
natural
into this. Good. That's great.
No, I just said I who brought in religion? I just told you,
You
what
did.
I believe. I didn't bring religion into it.
You
I
said you-
literally just said I believe in God. Okay, and you believe that trans people can be women, so you believe that, I believe something else. Like, what's the big deal?
So, like, hold on. I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Like, do you believe? Okay.
What's up?
Like, do you believe we shouldn't be validating their identity?
We shouldn't be validating it, like supporting it. Do you mean?
Yeah, pretty much the same definition.
No, I don't think we should.
Okay.
I don't think I don't think we should hate on them and make them feel like awful people though. I don't, just because I don't support it doesn't mean I hate them or don't think they're human beings. So that's all I'm saying is
You literally called them delusional
just-
not even a couple minutes ago, but okay.
yeah, because I do think it is a delusion. It's not like I'm not trying to be aggressive when I say that, but I don't know any other word for it. I can't think of any other word that's nicer, but
Okay.
I do think it's a delusion, which I probably do need to find a nicer word if I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to be honest, because that sounds aggressive. I get it, but I don't know what word. It's just what I believe.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna bring up Kaiten. Or Kaiten.
Okay.
I hope you have a good day, by the way. You can come back up more than once, actually. Just letting you know that. Welcome back up.
So are you saying nothing? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
Is it cool if we go without a timer for this one? I feel like if we have no timer, we could probably have a lot better of a conversation. But I wanted to ask you: do you think that we should force people to accept someone's identity that isn't based on reality?
Well-
Like, first one, I wanna ask you. So, do you think that we should affirm schizophrenia, or should we affirm psychopathy, sociopathy?
No, but that's not comparable. How is that comparable?
Well, gender dysphoria is on the DSM-5. It's a mental illness.
Okay, and the treatment for gender dysphoria is gender affirming care.
Not always, no. Sometimes you used to wait out. Sometimes it's mostly hormonal. Gender dysphoria is not a permanent condition. Like, there's never been a single case of someone who's had permanent gender dysphoria. Like, you're not born with it.
I
Like, I'll be honest, maybe there are some people who are born with it, but I guarantee you the vast majority aren't. Also, the majority of trans people are, or T people, they are suffering. They aren't actually T. They are, they have either autogynephilia or autoandrophilia, by the way.
okay. What's your source?
We could look at statistics for like the past like what decade, 2 decades of like going from like decades of LGBTQ identification. Do you think the massive jump in people identifying as LGBTQ is natural?
Yeah, because we're more accepting of it, and we're not.
Like,
bigoted
if
anymore.
it goes from like, well, do you think it's at all possible that it's not based in reality? Like, let's look at it this way. If there were like, if in the 1980s there were 1,000 people that identified as transgender, and in the 1990s there was 1,500 people that identified as transgender, and then in 2010 it was 2,000, but then in 2010 you had 50,000. Does that sound like every single one of them is transgender? Do you really think that's possible?
Well, the reason the statistics are different is because we never really recognized T people for years because, you know.
Well, we
we're
shouldn't
bigoted.
recognize it. It's a mental illness.
Okay.
Well, it shouldn't be recognized either way. Like even if someone says they have gender dysphoria, like it is diagnosable. I want someone to have a actual diagnosis, but I don't believe it's at all possible that there could be 2,000 people who are transgender in 1990, and then 2,500 in 2000, and then just goes up to 50,000. It makes no sense statistically. It's a statistical anomaly. It's impossible.
How?
Like, how is that even?
First of all,
Because-
T
okay,
people has
what
existed.
are the chances
T people have
that
existed
within-
for thousands of years. Do you know?
No, they
we-
haven't. They haven't. That's not true.
There was a pile of bones that were discovered, and both like one of them
Ever heard of cross-dressers?
cross dressers.
Yeah, you're just wrong. There were cultures that had cross-dressing as a thing, but it wasn't. There were never transgender people. I'm telling you, you're just flat out wrong. It never existed prior to like.
Okay,
100
there
something
was
years
a
ago.
bone. There was a grave that was discovered that traditionally back in that period of time, and we have evidence for this. It was proven that the burial site was traditionally for women, but the bone structure, biologically male. Uh-oh. And I think, I don't know. Well, I guess we're done here. I just suddenly got disconnected for absolutely no reason. Oh, wait. Hold up just a moment. We're having technical difficulties here. Well, I guess we're done here. Well, thank you all for coming, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.